Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a message for the collective. Messages are timeless, so when you see them is when you're meant to hear them. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, please don't forget to hit the post notification bell so you can get alerts when my videos are posted. If you're new to my platform, welcome. Please hit that subscription button. It would totally mean the world to me. Hello everyone, I got a message for y'all. The message that we have, the title is right here because I had to write everything down. And mind you, I wasn't allowed to today write down something that I normally write online, and AI wasn't given that opportunity today because apparently, I'm going to just say entertainment purposes also, because everything I'm about to say to you is probably going to get flagged. Anyway, so take it how it resonates. We're going to do the Al-Fatiha first. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful. All praises for Allah, Lord of all worlds, the most compassionate, most merciful. Master of the day of judgment. You alone we worship and you alone we ask for help. Guide us along the straight path, the path of those you have blessed, not those you are displeased with or who are astray. Then we're going to do Psalms 91. The message being given: dear star seeds, dear chosen ones, dear 144,000 old souls, ancient ones, and testaments. Now, the thing is, I had to actually go look up what testaments was. And so, you know, that was important. So whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rapport. You will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by the day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. If you say the Lord is my refuge, and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you, no disaster will come near your tent. For He will command His angels concerning you, to guard you in all your ways, to lift you up in their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against the stone. You will tread on the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent. Because He loves me, says the Lord, I will rescue him. I will protect him, for He acknowledges my name. He will call on me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him with long life. I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. Again, we got dear star seeds, chosen ones, 144,000 old souls, ancient ones, and testaments. Gather, gather, gather. Dear star seeds, chosen ones, 144,000 old souls, ancient ones, and testaments. Gather here. Time for a family meeting. Conversation being had. So this is the message that I was supposed to deliver to y'all. Mind you, again, I'm going to just say, I'm trying to do some stuff over here because I need to change the titles over here. But either way, I couldn't write it on here. I was not allowed to. Hi, Kevin. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Love you and good morning. Grand Rising. Bismillah. Wealthiest Risings. All of the good stuff. My dreams last night was very much in gather the family together. Everybody, star seeds, chosen ones, 144,000 old souls, ancient ones, and testaments. And I'll tell y'all what testaments means in a minute. I'm trying to get over here so that way I can fix this that's up here. So if you know, then you know, and you probably already got the message anyway, and you may just need a confirmation, but there's a battle going on. Mind you, it says the determination is not that of your own unless you are very conscious and aware. So take it how it resonates. But it says star seeds, chosen ones, 144, old souls, ancient ones, testaments, intergalactic, all of y'all, okay? Because you know my characters on the social platforms are not that much, so that was the key list of it. But y'all know who y'all are, all right? So again, message already given. You probably already heard it, but be very, very aware because something is happening, and we here to talk about it. So family meeting, we're gathering, okay? Again, I'm still waiting for this before I read you what I wrote because I couldn't put it over here. I literally actively had to write it with my John Hancock. It was important. Not allowed to put it in AI because an observance is what's happening and that's what's being given because it's saying it's observing. Big Brother watching. Mind you, also talks about DNA and things of that nature. Something about 2019 is very much important. Mind you, I got to make sure that I'm writing all these things down because I had to actually go over here because I didn't need to mess up the message. But then I had to go over here because it started giving me other, like, I started hearing other shit and I had to start writing it over here because I wasn't done with the message over here. And then something happened when I was trying to program this. Then I realized that apparently I had started streaming while I was sitting on the toilet. But either way, guess what? Didn't matter. Had to rebuild it and get it here. Kevin said, I love coming to your TikTok live. I love coming to your TikTok live. If you don't mind, I can promote your live stream on my verified page. I mean, I would love for you to do what you will. If God, that's what God's telling you, please and thank you. Because guess what? I'm not going to say no. So, do with that what you will. And everybody, please share the live. Mind you, this is the thing. You're going to need to share it, but you're going to need to share it with who you need to share it with. Because once the confirmation's given and you already know that you know that you know, it's sharing anyway. So tap that screen, share the live, but also do your due diligence because I'm sure that once you've already been told, then you already been told to give it anyway. So because it's a family affair, everybody being in the know, because as y'all know, there's some people that are not on social media, some people getting away from social media because they know social media is also, a part of the infrastructure where the surveillance and things of that nature is being done. So again, I'm going to say entertainment purposes only. I got some things to tell y'all that I got sent to tell y'all. You can listen or you don't have to. I know that I'm going to do what I need to do. Anyway, so there's something that's also happening about outside, okay? So outside is definitely important, getting in touch with nature. But what I was being given was, and maybe y'all already know this or not, entertainment purposes only, but I was hearing about outside sunbathing, sun gazing, but literally this is in your birthday suit. Why? Because you already being told that this material is creating, like Sheen in places. I love you. Have a good day. Has Sheen and everybody's having lawsuits and things about the chemicals and stuff that's being put in the clothes. So when you go, it is basically moving water, so it gives streams, lakes, this, that, and third. But honestly, it gave because I don't know if people are doing this, but people are probably doing this. Bathtub outside in the sun, but sun, moon, and stars being a specific, energy all on its own, and the reason why certain things were taken or being, destroyed, old customs, old ways for that reason, because knowing how it would activate certain energies or certain ones. So, water, sun, moon, stars outside, but it's in your skin, like literally being in your skin, the skin that you're in. Okay, so do with that information what you will. You don't have to do anything if you don't want, but I know what my cue was. So if I was listening and anybody else was listening, then they know as well that what I'm saying is absolutely true because they know what I'm saying is true. Anyway, if you don't, then don't worry about it. It's not for you. And not to say anything other than the fact that it's just not for you. Everybody's going to be on their pathway. Everybody's going to be on their mission. Mine ain't going to be the same as yours. Yours ain't going to be the same as mine. Your messages are not going to be the same as mine, and vice versa. So it says star seeds, chosen ones, 144,000, old souls, ancient ones, and testaments. I have a message for you. So we're gathered here today. I told y'all, title's always right. So whatever is happening, whatever needs to be said is prayerfully going to be said. Also talking about your DNA, because the powers that be, or the people that think they have the power, decided that they wanted to do something, but they also didn't bank on that certain people save information and things. Thank you for being here. People don't save certain stuff, so it's like people that save newspaper clippings and things of that nature. That is important. It's funny because a lady was talking about a old newspaper clipping the other day, and she was worried about what day that they had for Thanksgiving. The funny part is I was listening and I was watching, and it literally had a clipping of Michael Jackson on it, way from back then. Mind you, I asked the lady and she never responded, but I asked her, what does that say about Michael Jackson? Because it's funny how that newspaper had something about, an old school newspaper had something about Michael Jackson on it. Meanwhile, Michael Jackson is now playing in theaters. But Michael Jackson is also not here in the midst of, whatever, but actually actively here. You see what I'm saying? So energy and everything here. Then there's also another thing playing out because I was actively talking to y'all about once upon a time when I was in a rental car, and I said to y'all that a rental car duplicate to mine, and I had a Malibu at the time, a white Malibu, and there was another car right in front of me, same tag. I had a Florida tag on the rental car. The car that was in front of me had a Florida tag on it. I don't know what the numbers, if the numbers were relevant or anything. All I know is that tinted windows, same car, literally like it was mimicking in time. At that point in time, and this was a few years ago, I literally said to y'all, it made me think that it was me. And I was trying to catch up to the car, but it was, kind of in the wind. Now there's something that's playing out and something that's happening with the people that are actively coming up missing and things of that nature. And that's one of the things that one of the ladies is talking about, that certain energies or entities, and again, entertainment purposes only, but do with this information what you will, because my experience was real and I came and I said it to y'all, and now that's actually an active thing. She said that those entities and energies are us, right? But mind you, I've been said that. I had that feeling. I may not have a degree behind it, but literally I had that moment like several times during that time when I had that rental car. Then all of a sudden it was a thing when I said that I feel like actively I'm trying to catch up to myself. Like, it's a couple of things that keep being like, when one, deceases or passes away, it's like all the energies are trying to come into contact with each other. I've already said that. Mind you, now there's a scientist that has a degree saying this, right? So again, entertainment purposes only, because either way, last night a meeting was being held, but a meeting is being held because it's spiritual court. Mind you, the spiritual court that's being had is determining this, our life. Entertainment purposes only. But spiritually, court is being had, and it is based off of whether or not we ride or die. And in the midst of it right now, everybody is to the conclusion that they don't care. Like, some of the energy is basically opting to get rid of us because that is their option. That's what they want to do. But mind you, the other part of this is there's an energy actively, rooting for us, but whether or not it's going to be based off of certain. Have a wonderful day. You look handsome. That's my son, y'all. Based off of certain, and I'm trying to get over there to y'all, so just so y'all know, because literally it's a lot happening. And again, I wrote it, so I'm gonna read to y'all what I wrote, because I wasn't allowed to put it anywhere else, but I'm just trying to change the titles for everything that is playing out, actively playing right now. But I don't know if it's gonna let me, so I'm trying. But if it don't let me, then I ain't gonna worry about it. I'm gonna just go tell y'all what a testament means. But anyway, um, what is actively happening right now is celestial court. We're being weighed, measured, judged, and whether or not anybody cares or not, y'all should care, because a lot of us didn't do what is being done for us to have to, not be here. Um, Whether or not we're being judged based off what we did, because that's all I want to be allowed judged on, what I did, right? I don't want to be judged on what somebody else or something else is being done. But meanwhile, at this point, we're being judged based off the fact that of us doing or not doing, and we're actively not doing, because and people are saying like, why is nobody doing anything? Well, because people are actively either afraid of, only acting by themselves, or people are just scared of, losing their life. But if you lose your life anyway and you didn't fight for it, then, what can I tell you? But I would rather lose it or risk it in the midst of doing something, saying something. And so a testament is this. Um, a person, it usually refers to someone whose life, actions, character, or results show that something is true. So a testament to something. A person who is a testament is someone whose existence or story speaks louder than words. They show through how they live. So in the midst of this, because like I said, and y'all don't gotta listen, but if you knew right now that we, entertainment purposes only, we as a people are actively in spiritual court, or there's, a spiritual court happening right now, and we're being judged or measured off of the human race, and they are actively discussing whether or not we should live or die and cease to exist. What would you do? What would your plea be? So this is what I got. I wrote down today's date, and it's not finished because, again, we still a work in progress. But do with this information what you will. Those who need to hear it will hear it, and those who don't, you know. Um, it says today is April 25th, 2026. Well, that's the day that they're saying that it is anyway. So, dear starseeds, chosen ones, 144,000 old souls, ancient ones, and testaments. From this day forward, your lives will be changed for the better or the worse. This solely depends on you. Everyone will receive the same message on your own time. This will only confirm what you already know. I have been gathering you all together for a time such as now. Everything you were taught and supposed to be taught has been corrupted. From this day forward, I need you to listen. Listen to the specific instructions that will be given to you. You will not be confused that I am guiding. Mind you, the word guiding is underlined. Why? Because it was that specific word. Um, do with that information what you will, because words are, the power of life and death is in the words, in the tongue, and the words are important. So that will got underlined. So do with that information what you will. The sun, moon, and stars are very important to seeing me. That's why they keep you indoors, which is weird because, well, I'm gonna just finish it. It says they all hold their very own secrets. So watch them as they move across the sky. Mind you, sky is in quotes as if it's not real. So, or I don't know what that would mean. So I don't know. Either way, it's in quotes, it's underlined. So sky could actually very well mean something else. Um, I created you for a time. Mind you, it's in between, like space, so know that, because sky is there, and then the way, like, everything was intentional, even the way I was writing it, because it was, like I said, I was listening. Pamela, welcome, thank you for being here. Like this, and then it says I created, it says time like this, and then on this line it was different because I created, the word is prevail. And so let me see what this means, because we know that it is overcome, but also I want to know what the word means, because again, I wasn't allowed to do anything but I can definition, you know what I'm saying? So there's that. Gilmar, hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. Billionaire, hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. Um, Prevail. Prevail means to overcome, succeed, win, or continue despite difficulty. To triumph over obstacles. Um, to be stronger than opposition. To prove more powerful or effective. To persist and come through. Truth will win in the end. Truth will prevail. She prevailed through hard times. She overcame difficult times. Love prevailed over hate. Love is stronger than hate. To prevail often means you didn't just win easily, you endured pressure, struggle, or resistance and still came out standing. All right, what is the etymology? Um, so the thing is, it also was talking about copper colored. So you know how they was talking about you copper colored people, but they was like black people, and then this, that, and the third. That became a color, and it was used as a slur or a term. Meanwhile, copper colored people, everything being right there, right in your face. So that has also been a thing, and even the other people when we are not racist. They are. So if you are not racist, you're part of the we. If you are, then you're part of the they. So that's where the this comes in at. Anyway, etymology of prevail traces back to the idea of being stronger than or having greater power. So it comes from Middle English prevailing, Old French prevailor, Latin prevaileri, Latin breakdown pre PRAE, before, in front, beyond, and vary. It's the beginning, middle, and end. Before, in front, beyond, and vary. Valerie is to be strong, be well, have power, be worth. So prevail literally means to be stronger, to excel in strength, or to have superior power. Hmm. So over time, prevail came to mean to overcome opposition, to win in the end, to prevail stronger than obstacles, to succeed over struggle. Valiant, brave, strong, value, worth, strength, and worth, valid, strong, effective, and sound. Deeper insight, prevail doesn't just mean to win, it means to possess the strength to rise above resistance. Okay, well, I want to tell y'all that over here, I was supposed to write it is language, right? So you will receive a new language, right? But mind you, it was talking also about the sun, moon, and the stars. SUN, sun, moon, and stars. It will be brighter. It will be clearer than the sun. Dark. What is it? Brighter. I should have wrote it down when I was listening. But at the time I was brushing my teeth. Um, Clearer than the day. Oh, clearer than the day, darker than the night, clearer than the day, darker than the night, and as numerous as the stars. All right, so you will be taught a new language. It is clearer than day, darker than the night, and numerous as the stars. So when I was thinking about this and going over top of it, right, because that's what I was doing while I was brushing my teeth, I'm like, how can a language be clearer than day, darker than night, and more vast than the stars? Clearer than day is like, it will be like easy for you to know, like it will be easy for you to see. Darker than night basically was like, is vast, like it will come from deep within, like it is a lot. a multitude, so even a multitude of languages. Like it's just gonna be instant. Like so whoever, whatever. All right, so back to this. It say um the numbers were important. So hold on. It say like this, prevail. And then it say watch it, right? So do with that information what you will. Then it says the numbers were important. Mind you, were was underlined because I was wanting to is, right? That was my thought process. So I'm listening and I'm only being writing down what is specific because literally this was the way it was going. So word was the word. The words were important. The numbers were important. So that's either like I already gave it to you. Um, Again, what does word mean? Like you already had it. It's a past tense. So hold on, let's see. Come on. So word is past tense. Like it's like I said, I wanted to write R, but I was being obedient, and so I wrote what it was. Word is past tense plural form of to be, and is also used in some singular hypothetical situations. Past tense of are, because I wanted to write are, but they said it said were. Past tense are used with you, we, they, and sometimes plural nouns. Example: we were happy yesterday. They were late. You were right. The numbers were important. So it could be something that was already given. Used for things that are imagined, wished, or contrary to fact. Examples: if I were rich, I would travel. If I was rich, I would travel. If I wish she were here. So etymology, where it comes from, is Old English whereon, and past plural of to be, related to old Germanic roots, meaning to remain, become, exist. Now see, that's the thing, because literally word was important, and to me, like I said, it would be past tense, but it says that word means become or exist, meaning to remain. And now my hand is doing a thing. Where word means existed in the past as or in hypothetical if something were true. But it says become. Anyway, take it how it resonates. Um, this it says the trees will start to change and move positions. They will try to explain it away, but only you will know why it is happening. Do not tell they, which it should say them, but they said they. Do not tell they. Mind you, it's like a upload or something that you get that is given to you. So again, and I can tell you, but they have to tell you. So I know you're going to get told. You see what I'm saying? Um, they will be confused because they are not of you. They are not of you. This will be your sign. Mind you, it is like a flop, a flip flop. Because remember, at one point in time, they try to keep us confused. So then it turns into them being confused. So that's why certain things are actually happening. It's also the as above, so below, as within, so without, as without. And then it keeps being a thing about a tree. A tree grows both ways at the same time, up and down. Mind you, the top looks just like the bottom, but also even in the middle is growing. This is also the thing. Because as this was saying this, because I thought this was, things are getting kind of strange. Um, have y'all ever heard of a moving tree, a walking tree? But this is the thing. Things being planted somewhere that they don't normally grow. But also some things that were not grown up, now it changing. It's almost like them places that are saying they're having record numbers of rain because they had droughts and this, that, and the third. All of a sudden it's going to start to turn green, and something that existed somewhere else is going to start there. Is going to start growing there. So certain lands we haven't even seen. It's like the desert turning green, and we don't know what trees and things are there yet, but it's going to puzzle some people because it was always the desert as long as we've been here, but God already told us that it was going to happen. So do with that information what you will. And you're not to say anything. And this is the other thing, because even in the process of that, when I said I couldn't even put it in here because normally that's how I write messages in here, but this one specifically I had to write. Literally, it went into the kids, like how they taught them to write on computers and this, that, and the third, but there's a plan to take it later, so then it won't exist. You know what I'm saying? Entertainment purposes only. But some of them don't know how to write. And so either way, I feel like do with that information what you will. So they will try to explain it away, but only you will know why this is happening. Do not tell they. They will be confused because they are not of you. This will be your sign. So then it goes into the you are being judged. So you're being judged right now. The higher realm is determining your fate, the decision to destroy the earth entirely, or and then I can tell you what this was because this was a whole dream, and I still have to write it, but um based off of a few scenarios and situations, but also it is everybody. So it is a lack of accountability. We're being judged based off of the fact that, and we didn't do it, but we know that they did it and we still did nothing. So do with that information what you will. But the people that, and then it has something to do about prayer. So just so y'all know, or meditation. So whatever it is, however you doing it, um, this is how it was playing out in my dream because I saw it. So it's like you going to court, right? On a day, in a court where all of a sudden everything turns strange because you're from a foreign land. You're from a foreign place. You don't know nothing about these people's customs. You don't know nothing about these people's ways. You don't even know the language that they speak. And then all of a sudden you are now in the middle of the court and you're on the stand. So you're on a stand and you start being asked stuff, questions in a language that you don't fully completely understand. And it's like certain words you can almost grasp and get the idea, but you don't really know what they're saying. And then all of a sudden, so you're standing there fully confused. The person that's sitting in the judge's seat is looking at you. Everybody in the court is looking at you. And you're just blankly staring back at them. So they're all having conversations because they're wondering what's wrong with you. Like, why don't you hear? Why don't you understand? Are you willfully ignorant in this situation is what, is being talked about. And then somebody realizes they don't know what you're saying. So then all of a sudden, in a click of a finger, you understand completely. So you start to hear the chitter chatter from the people because they're wondering what happened to you. Because you used to be able to speak this language, you used to be able to understand, you used to be in the know. But somehow you don't speak the language of, the society that you're being judged by. So somebody starts to plead a case based off the fact that, they didn't know. My people shall perish for lack of knowledge. They didn't know. But mind you, then you start to hear everybody else in the process because it's almost like you could tell when they started changing. So I'm going to just say this because I'm 50 years old. Nobody else may remember this, but I do. In the 80s, somewhere around there, was I in school at the time? It might have been in the 90s. Anyway, there was a black hole that was found. So they was talking about something that was in space, black hole, and da 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 da. Does anybody remember that? What year was the first black hole found? And y'all, I don't know if y'all know that there's an echo, but there's been an echo this whole entire time, right? All right, so it says the first one was found in the 60s. Okay, well, see what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about that because I wouldn't have been here. Either way, let's see. Let's put this on mute. Let me mute you, sister. Um, okay. It says the first one, Cygnus X1, the first black hole widely accepted as discovered was Cygnus X1. It says is a powerful X-ray source in a constellation Cygnus. It was detected in the 1960s during early X-ray astronomy missions. Why it mattered. Scientists noticed an invisible object pulling material from a nearby blue supergiant star. The material heated up and emitted intense X-rays. Thank you for being here. It says the unseen object appeared too massive to be a neutron star. That made it the best early candidate for a black hole. So it says 1964 X-ray source detected. 1971 strongly proposed as a black hole by astronomers including Stephen Hawking and others discussing its significance. Later observations confirmed it is a black hole. Then it says, was it the first black hole ever known? Not exactly. Black holes were predicted theoretically earlier. So it says predicted theoretically earlier. Carl Schwarzschild described a solution in 1916. The concept developed further through Albert Einstein's All right, so this is what I don't like, and I'm telling y'all already right now. This is another thing that they do, and I told you, on this realm, in this timeline, what they do is they start to, block knowledge and information given from somebody else, and then they start our timeline around when these people are in existence. Mike, hi, love you, thank you for being here. And I don't like that because it takes away from everything that was given previously, mind you. So if people been here 200 400,000 years or more, right, because there's shit that's billions of years old on this planet, if they've been here before, mind you, they mastered time, they created clocks and things of that nature, sundials and shit like that. So you don't think they would have seen a black hole? But that's neither here nor there because I need to know when it happened during my time. What happened after that? Because I can tell you that shit went to hell after that. Because ever since that instance, I can remember it just something ain't just been right. It's saying what happened in the 80s. Happened in the 80s or 90s. Because if they try to act like that didn't exist, it didn't exist. Yes, the fuck it did. I was old enough to remember. And this is another thing. Like the fact that they keep changing shit is annoying because it won't let you pinpoint something. And that's where the BS comes in at. Cygnus X1 was no longer controversial by the 1980s. Most astronomers accepted it as a real black hole. Its mass was no longer controversial by the 1980s. Okay, so then it goes down here. In 1990s, Hubble Space Telescope launched 1990s. Hubble Space Telescope changed everything. It allowed clear views of galaxy centers, helped show many galaxies like contain supermassive black holes. Help show many galaxies likely contain supermassive black holes. So 1990s, discovery expands to supermassive black holes and galaxies. So this one right here in the 1990s, I remember something on the news, and so I'm going to just put this in here. I remember something on the news because they were afraid of it. Of a black hole that they were afraid that could pull Earth off its axis. This is the other thing. What happened to that? Because that was also a thing. That, but mind you, we shouldn't even care because it said already where everything you were taught and supposed to be taught has been corrupted. So message already being given. So it don't even matter. But it does. So it says there is no known black hole that could pull Earth off its axis, and no black hole in our region of space poses that kind of danger. So they're lying. This is the thing, because I remember it being on the news because the scientists was everybody was going crazy about it. Mike, you remember that? Does anybody my age remember it being a thing about a black hole, a specific black hole? Because shit went crazy after that. Like, it almost seemed like that's when I can tell a significant thing, but also the fact that, I was getting older and living my own life, that could also be the thing. But I'm telling you, something about this ain't right. It says in the 2000s or 2010s, there was a science article and news segment about rogue black holes not tied to galaxy centers. The idea one could pass through space undetected. These were often framed dramatically, but they are extremely rare. Space is so vast that the chance of one entering our solar system is practically zero. But this one was about to enter into our solar system, though. Some coverage of the Milky Way central black hole Sagittarius A sometimes gets misrepresented. It says, "Hey, Betty Young." It says, and it is 26,000 light years away. It is not moving towards Earth. It actually helps stabilize galaxies' orbits, not disrupt Earth's axis. Confusion with axis shifts, science topics. Earth can shift slightly, but not because of black holes. Instead, Earth axis changes due to glacial rebound, earthquakes, and mass distribution changes. These shifts are tiny centimeters to meters, which something is not right, because anytime the moon goes from this to this, then there's an issue. So something didn't happen. I do remember hearing something about one, but I don't remember the details. That's what I'm saying. And that's the issue, because who knew that they was going to start changing time and space? So one of the scientists that is, been taken out the game, and player two, she was discussing anti-gravity, right? And so what she ended up saying was exactly this, that they found two different places, two different timelines, I guess I'm gonna just say it like that. And she said 47 and 51, I don't know, just take that as a name. Entertainment purposes only. What she said was that it's not intergalactic anything. She said it's us, different timelines, right? But mind you, I had already said, in 2023, 2024, whatever the hell it was, when I had that rental car, I told y'all about that instance, that it made me feel like it was me, and I kept having energy that was feeling like it was me doing different things, right? And I said that. So now there's a scientist that has come up missing that is actually explaining it in scientific terms, that that's actually a thing. Mind you, the way that she describes us in the future, I don't like it, because I don't want to look like that. It look crazy. And what happens that makes it like that? But mind you, again, whatever they're talking about could be irrelevant to whatever this is happening. Why? Because, as I said, right now we're being judged in a court. And in the court, we are not explaining ourselves properly. We're not articulating ourselves properly because we don't have the words to be able to. But mind you, you're going to be taught a different language. So it says, dear star seeds, chosen ones, 144,000, old souls, ancient ones, and testaments. Mind you, I told you what a testament means. So we're being judged based off of, but now here we go. We don't know. So it says about the healing and entertainment purposes only, but take it how it resonates, old customs, everything that they have done, because this is how they were showing it to me. So in the court, now we're being shown everything all over again. Mind you, this is the second time, but this time they showed me a different way because I already told y'all how they showed it to me the first time I went into court, right? Because this is what they saying. So this time I get showed a different way. So when everything that they started, down to the food and everything else, like nothing is the way that it's supposed to be. When did they start GMO? When did they start GMO? Genetically modifying shit, right? And didn't have to. They just started doing it because of money. Okay? So there's animals that didn't exist, the animals that are extinct in our time. So we can go from, there's a book that yesterday I found out exists because I didn't stop redoing stuff, right? Because something is happening in the system, and the system is now trying to clock everybody's teeth, right? So I was reposting only for a short period of time, and I said y'all go watch the repost, because if I repost it, then then I just now started to send it. But either way, so it says early beginning 1700s. No, I want to know what has been done since the classifications, because what ended up happening in the book, old Masons, the people that they try to tell you are like the most horrible people, but there's good people and bad people and everything. It was a carpenter's book. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Um, it was a book that Abraham Lincoln wanted. I think they said is the book that from it was the Carpenters Union, I think it was called. Um Possible confusion. Do you know? I asked, do you know it? Alright. The Carpenter's Rule Book. Trade Manuals. Carpenters historically use instruction books or guides, measured rules, building methods, union apprenticeship handbook. Some modern carpenters, what book? Apprenticeship. And dun, 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 dun. Guild Apprentice Traditions. Guild rulebooks, trade manuals. So anyway, what it describes is this. At a certain point in time in life, changing over from old rules to new rules, old customs, because again, people been here for a very long time, and certain specific trades and things of that nature, because we have to remember that down each tribe or the bloodlines or whoever the hell y'all want to discuss, the people, certain people did certain different things, and it wasn't passed down to just any and everybody. It was basically given after a certain amount of experience, or you had to be in, the group, right? It wasn't a thing where you can buy your way into it. It was none of that. It was, you had to do the thing. And I don't like this because this shit don't give you the truth. They be lying. So as they start explaining to you, or as they start to go back, because they take you back in time over the amount of time that they've been here, like we've been here on this planet, right, on this earth, how long we've been here. And it's not during the book of Eden like they tell you that it is. It is before that. The moon has definitely shifted. Exactly. So they, you go in there, and then they're now telling you, they're giving you all this information, right? And so when you get the information, and mind you, this is only shit that you remember after you wake up, because you can't even remember the whole entire everything, but this is how you know that it's already imprinted and already a part of. So for some reason, I want to say membership has its privileges, but also even with this, membership had its privileges. So everybody ain't allowed, everybody can't do, because everybody ain't on the same wavelength, and there's people out here that is nasty, that want hidden knowledge or information, but meanwhile y'all done hid the information and the knowledge. So they think they have keys, but they don't. They do, but they don't. So this is a thing. You know how like the people here who they it's like the wealthy, the people who have the money, right? They will hide certain books, or they will go to certain schools, and then they will try to teach their kids, and then they pass it down, pass it down, pass it down. That. So here they did that, but they do it in all the wrong ways. They do it to try to suppress and this, that, and the third, not realizing that as above, so below. Everything's happening, and then there's people that are watching, right? And so, and they actually have real, like, the secrets of infinite knowledge, right? So even like there's demons and devils and things of that nature that have infinite knowledge. And mind you, it talks about it in even like, with Solomon and things of that nature. So even when he was calling down the demons and talking to the demons that had infinite knowledge, he was trying to, do a collaboration. Anyway, so over there, everything that they started to do here, because they had, or they thought they had all the keys to, kind of keep society and humanity trapped, bringing y'all indoors. So that was a thing. Not for, or and trying to keep people from connecting with nature. Even when they try to block the sun, they try to block the sun for a reason, because they knew that the sun, the moon, and the stars hold energy and information that is being imparted to, certain genetics and certain it's being absorbed into your skin, right? Do with that information what you will. Take it how it resonates, and entertainment purposes only. So everything that they try to do, everything that they have done, has basically tried to corrupt the connection from this side over here. So they took the, not the books and knowledge that they found here, and oh well, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, so let's not do this. So I don't know if y'all remember a couple years ago when they said they trying to block the sun. Y'all remember that? And for any all intents purposes, anybody that got any common sense would say, why the fuck would they try to block the sun? It doesn't make any sense. Well, because right now with all these people coming up missing and all this other extra shit, and I told y'all about entertainment purposes only, the looking glass. So it lets them only see to a certain extent. And so a lot of people that won't think that it's true, good, don't. But for some people that do know it's true, they automatically saw that there's a sun flare or something that's supposed to happen when everybody's ready. And this is what they talk about, that everybody's just going to switch on, and they don't want that to happen. So that's the reason why they would block the sun. Either way, neither no here nor there, because they said go outside and, get in the water, move in water. because water also holds memory. But everybody's saying, oh, they have all these AI computer systems, da 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 da, entertainment purposes only. They're messing up the water, yeah, because they already know that the water is the key also to, the things that's happening with the sun, moon, and stars. So everything that they're doing actively, that everybody is rationally saying, like, why the fuck would they do that? Because they know something. And so that's the reason why they would do it, because they're trying to corrupt the connection between you, us, and heaven. So if they mess up the water, or they try to do all these, weird things, but mind you, it's 1,000 tons of water on Earth. But do with that information what you will. Anyway, so that's what it's looking like. So the fact of the matter is, though, is that humanity or people are being judged based off the fact that y'all can't get along. And the reason why we can't get along is also because of them, but also because everybody's not waking up at the same damn time to even get on one accord. And it don't matter what a person believes. Do you believe that the earth deserves a chance, or that we deserve a chance on earth? Because guess what? We gonna be the ones that leave away from here. The earth's still gonna exist. So do with that information what you will. So, in accordance to, I asked in front of everybody, can you just get rid of those people, please, and thank you? Because we don't have nothing to do with what they have done. And even if I wanted to, I don't have a way to, I don't know, what I would be able to do, but, to do anything about what that they have going on, right? And so just the even simple prayer, because then we got to remember that God already granted that chance. We already asked for it. We asking for a second chance, but God gave Noah a chance. Whether or not y'all like it or not, or want to believe it, that may have been a chance. So you don't have to believe it. You can believe it, but that would be a chance. That would be the one person that was on earth that prayed and said, I still want to be here with my family. I want the earth to continue. Well, didn't go well, because we still back at this. Then, even the stories with Lot and this, that, and the third didn't go well, because we still right here. Like every chance they give us, we still end up here. And then they hit me with this. One, we keep destroying the earth. So literally, I looked at this thing came up out of nowhere, which is the strangest thing. And you would think that if a person found this, they would make it right, make it good, right? So there's a group of people somewhere in the middle of the fucking ocean, and I mean literally in the middle of the ocean, right? And it's like, I don't even want to say, I don't even know how many people. It'll come across my screen again. Again, I didn't save it. But this did I send it to you, Mike? Did I send it to you? Let me see. Did I send it to Mike? I hope I sent it to you. But anyway, so then that way y'all can see it. Anyway, long story short, these people come across the island. The island was inhabited. What the people do is they take and they go over there. They stay there. They put their family there, right? I'm about to bring up everything. That ain't gonna be well, girl. So they bring their family over there. So now it's generations of people and family that live there, right? Just them. And so they done started, doing what people do when they live on an island and shit by themselves. And they done trashed it. Like, it's too many people on the island. And then also on top of that, it is trash in the ocean. Oh, here, this lady. This is the one that ended up dead.
Tell you, the ultra-terrestrials, I think. Have you heard of the P-52s and the P-47s?
This lady's name is Amy Estridge. So if you don't know about her, she's an actual scientist, and she don't live here with us no more. She gone. And the reason why she gone is because she telling y'all about the antimatter. And I know a lot of people don't like to believe nothing, but, it's being said right in your face. And if you don't believe it, then it's on you. So I don't know what to tell you. And you just have to do with that information what you will.
Santa Cruz
has an area of just 1% of a square kilometer in size, where 816.
This place is called, it's visiting the most crowded island on Earth, and it's called, what he said.
Santa Cruz del Islote has an area of just 1% of a square kilometer in size, where 816 people squeeze their entire lives. The island is so full that a guide does his daily workout routine near a dog feces, and chaotic life here creates new adaptations. Since we arrived on the island, we've been constantly encountering people no matter where we turn. People come out from every corner. It's impossible to be alone on these crowded streets. Each house here has dozens of people living together in tiny rooms. How many people live in this room?
Okay, he got music playing, but anyway, long story short, right? I'm gonna turn it down, and then I'll just let it play while it's going. Anyway, it's people every fucking where, right? One family went there, and now they're living on top of each other. Like that, it's not that big. Y'all see that? That's the circumference of it. Okay, so what also is happening, there's no electricity, there's no plumbing, there's no nothing. They just move there, live there, and you don't get no privacy because it ain't none, because everybody's just on top of everybody. They got the same husbands, they got, everybody's just doing what they doing. Long story short, this ain't the problem. The problem is that somehow people come over there, and now there's plastic in the ocean. They live off of a coral reef, so a coral reef is basically protecting them. So when the waves and it gets flooded, this, that, and the third, eventually I almost feel like this could potentially not be there anymore, right? Only reason, and y'all see everything that they got going on. In the coral reefs, it's trash, plastic. It is. They don't have no way to get rid of the trash. It just, for all intents purposes, wasn't built correctly. Why? Because it should be a way for you to get rid of trash, but it should also be a way for you to recycle, but it should also be a way for you to do everything. And so, for all intents purposes, they've been living on this island for a very long time. And now it didn't have mosquitoes from the beginning, and now it's full of mosquitoes because it's full of trash and it's full of everything. So they were about to mess that area up. Oh yeah, definitely about to mess that area up. Cause I done seen multiple videos, like ever since I ain't even subscribed to this shit, but literally it then came across my timeline 1,000 times. There's toilets in the ocean, there's glass in the ocean, there's everything. This is the epitome of God giving you something and you not taking care of it properly, because it should be a law against y'all throwing shit in the ocean. It should be in the middle of the location, a place for you to burn trash, or for you to a place for you to get rid of stuff that, and not even like glass and things of that nature. It shouldn't even be plastics and things allowed on the fucking island. Like, and whatever little bit of plastics y'all do have, it should be used to, to recycle, doing plants and things of that nature. But as far as throwing shit in the ocean, that should have been an absolute no-no. But, this is, even in small groups, they fuck it up. If they had actually planned this correctly, it would probably be a beautiful place. Because I wish for God would give me an island, and I would be able to just start a whole community there with people that I love to be with. Like, we gonna figure it the fuck out. And, maybe they didn't know, but this right here is how we are on the earth. So even this little community right here is the example of us on a global scale. We are the fucking parasite. You can go to places that are beautiful places, and on the beach, I told you, I think that lady said she was in Panama or Persia or somewhere, and mind you, the whole beach is full of trash. Why would you do that to a fucking what is it called, a rainforest? We are the scourge of the earth. But mind you, it's not even us, because guess what? Guess who created the plastics? You see what I'm saying? It's the people that we keep allowing to do shit, and then it affects the earth, and then we out here, oh, even the trees and things of that nature. Oh, they just own the land, they could go dig it up, they could sell it. Like, all the shit that they've been doing Even when they came over here stealing, and then they said, well, the indigenous people can't sell the land, but the government can sell the land. We're the only ones. Like, y'all are the ones that are fucking it up for everybody. Like, it shouldn't be allowed, nothing else. Like, everybody should, every business, like all the businesses, big businesses, shut them down. Like, literally right now, like, that would be the first thing. Cut them. Like, if you can't use something that's already here to recycle, you are not allowed to produce nothing else. Go get that shit from over there in the ocean, everywhere else. If you can't figure out how to make it from that, don't you produce a nothing else. Go clean up the shit that you did. Like, it's like when you raise kids. Like, that's why I said God should let me do it, because I can tell you how to do it. Like, when my kids were growing up, Barney, clean up, everybody, everywhere, clean up, everybody, do your share. If you fuck it up, you clean it up. I don't care what you take out, but you clean it the fuck up, because I ain't gonna do it. So now, all the people that do da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, shut them down and, bitch, clean it the fuck up. Whatever you did, clean it the fuck up. It seems like it's so easy. It could all be so simple, but you rather make it hard. Why? Because it probably ain't gonna benefit them nothing. Well, you done benefited a fuck enough. You done benefited enough. It's time to give back. So they will be leaving because the island is content pretty soon. Mind you, where the fuck they gonna go? Because this is a whole generation. There's one person on the island that delivered everybody's babies. And this lady said now she's delivering the babies. But you know what else I noticed? These people live between 80 to 100 and something years old. Over there with no fucking medical treatment. What the hell does that tell us? So imagine if, in fact, they had a little bit of upgrades along with the shit that they already got, except for the fact that, like I said, the central something like, okay, this is where we get together, we can have bonfires, and like the central middle of that island should have been for, getting rid of paper products and things of that nature. But also, if you can't reuse it, we don't need to use it. Like, this is what you get. This is what we use. Because they doing a wonderful bang up job with a lot of the shit that they got. And they able to have generation after generation living on that little ass island. Mind you, God been providing because the coral reef is basically, but literally all I could think of ain't mosquitoes. Ain't it malaria or something that you get with mosquitoes? I think that's it. So what I don't know, Google it. But anyway, mind you, it's so overcrowded that it's dirty. But what it says is they started building up, which would also make do a thing. But literally, then, like, what if we do a little bit of population control? Y'all can't just be over here fucking like jackrabbits, and you know what I mean. Like, we gonna have to slow the babies down, but keep producing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they doing what they need to do, but it's just a little bit of tweaks that need to be done. That trash situation is gonna be the death of them. Like, I definitely agree with keeping the fucking people away from them. Yeah, keep the people away. But dog shit on like, dogs can't get a certain like, why you got dogs and shit over there? Like, stuff that don't make sense. Don't seem like let's not introduce that over here. Like, y'all can have the pets and this, that, and the third, but if it ain't nowhere for them to be, like, this is how people just living. Like, it's a whole big family reunion over this bitch every day. And quite frankly, I ain't gonna lie to you, I would love that, except for the fact that I wouldn't love all this other extra shit that's happening along with it. And now mosquitoes are there. So once the mosquitoes come, then that's also an issue. Malaria and West Nile. Yeah, so now they got a lot of that. But mind you, the people said there wasn't a mosquito in sight to begin with. That was the reason why they moved there. The first man that went there because there was no mosquitoes there. He slept there because it got dark, and then all of a sudden they just stayed there. Now, can you imagine having an island to yourself? Like, I don't know what the hell I would do. Like, you have an island and all of a sudden you get to be able to create your own life. Don't do this. And I mean, they probably doing the best that they knew how to do. But at the end of the day, like, they doing a bang up job, like a really good job. So I ain't even saying nothing. They doing a real good ass job for some people that probably don't really have access to shit. So that's what I'm saying. Imagine if they had a little bit of technological, like being able to build some shit, because they didn't probably have to do. What do they got? I don't know how they get concrete and bricks over there. I don't know how they got that. And to me, I wouldn't like that either, because it seemed like I've been looking at some of them earth houses and things of that nature, and it seemed like that's better, but they probably don't have nowhere to really kind of get the sand and all that other shit. So I don't know how they getting concrete over there, but literally that's what they got. And so everybody know everybody. That. So that was also one of the issues. Like, we pollute the earth. This is also the reason why spiritual court being had, and people ain't gonna care because they don't really realize how it affects. So whatever's happening here, when it's wars and arguments and all this other shit playing out here, is happening in all the realms. And whether or not people realize that, care about that, is even acknowledging that, because a lot of people ain't like even spiritually awake enough to even see it. They're not gonna care until it's too late. And then all of a sudden, the horn done blew, and now time is up. There was nobody to intercede on the behalf of the earth, because all we asked y'all to do was intercede on behalf of the earth. And nobody did that. So now it's a whole meeting happening. So it was also talking about moving water, being outside under the sun, moon, and stars, but then something about the nighttime, because energetic charge under the moon. But mind you, they done told y'all that, because freaks come out at night, all the creepy things come out at night. It's scary to be outside at night, but mind you, nighttime was when a lot of activity was also happening. And so it's almost like, y'all ever been outside under the full moon, or like the people who still actually actively watch the stars and this, that, and third, like how they'll say, because the Bible ain't, for all y'all people that want to talk about the Bible and everything else, the Bible ain't no more than 7,000, 8,000 years old. People have been on Earth from 200 to 400 to 400,000 years, right? So in those little short period of time, less than 10,000 years, they done indoctrinated everybody, done put books and everything here, told y'all that this is, you shouldn't go by astrology, this, that, and the third. But mind you, they was using astrology right in y'all face. But mind you, astrology is how a lot of the things got put here on Earth. Then this the other thing. Same exact thing as what they're discussing. A guy was showing he went to Egypt, to the pyramids. It's a lot of gatekeeping and a lot of hoarding happening, with the information. He was trying to go around the back of the pyramids, but a lot of people, and me reading the comments, said Egypt is horrible. Because something about the way it's being ran, or the corruption, because everything is corrupted. Like, the wonders of the world ain't even wondrous no more, because the people are trying to hoard them, gatekeep, and this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, it's spiritual, energy saying that y'all shouldn't have it any fucking way. Y'all don't know what to do with it. And technically we don't, because we keep letting these corrupt ass people get in power. And then, so as he's walking, they're telling him, you can't take pictures, you can't take pictures, you can't take pictures. Well, why you can't take pictures? Mind you, other people have their cameras out. So he's trying to go around the pyramid. So apparently they got it gated off. But a lot of people said that. Mind you, it's a man. What's that man name? Because I don't really too much dig him. But he goes to Egypt and stuff like that. He did the black guy. What's his name, Mike? The one I was telling you about before. He did the Emerald Tablets. Black guy. What the fuck is that man name? Whatever his damn name is. He one of the black people that do a lot of videos and all this other stuff. He's been allowed to go to Egypt and this, that, and the third. But I even saw his information, Billy Carson. Yeah, fucking Billy Carson. Something about him just rubs me the wrong fucking way. But anyway, I watched him one day, and he was going to Egypt, and I noticed how he was saying like he has access to certain things, but I noticed how he had to ask the guides. So he may have a specific guide there, excuse me, that allows him to be able to go places, this, that, and the third. But he was even asking them because they was in the middle of some type of something was happening, some kind of chaos. Not allowed to be here, there, and the third, but he was still taking his tour group wherever they was going. But technically, he was only allowed to be able to do that because of whatever tour guide he had. And so now it's other people being showing Egypt ain't the friendliest place. But mind you, my uncle live over there. Him and his wife, because his wife is from Egypt. And everybody says that it's beautiful, but why are y'all hoarding? Like the comments, people was just talking crap because they said, and I seen another girl. That was the other thing. Another girl said she was there. She was filming a little bit, but she said she went past a certain area in the pyramids, and she said it just didn't feel right. And so she said they kept saying the same exact thing, like don't record this and the third. But why you don't want people recording? And then like some of the people that's missing and everything else right now. One of the things that I don't like, and this is the society that we live in, is because for all intents purposes, they will try to take credit from a copper skin color or a black person, and they would rather give the credit to an alien or something that don't exist. Meanwhile, because they like to think that black people are not smart, they like to think that brown people are not are ignorant. This the mentality of the light-skinned black people, the whites, the light-skinned blacks. They don't want black people getting credit for anything. But mind you, even in some of those texts, because I was listening to what is the text? Where are my napkins at? The text, one of the texts that is like Dead Sea Scrolls or something of that nature, talks about them building down, like the tunnels. All those tunnels that are found, that they keep finding, like those are intentional. Mind you, they're seeing how they were dug underground, but mind you, those are everywhere. And so instead of them wanting to give credit where credit is due, they keep wanting to, oh, it was ancient, or it was this, or it was, something foreign from this culture, or this, that, and the third. It could have been, but for all intents and purposes, the copper colored people still built it. So I don't give a damn who told them, they still built it. And it wasn't until a certain period of time, because again, they existed, light skin existed, but it wasn't until it's been 10,000 years. And in 10,000 years, the argument and the debate about color has fucked everything up. And it's only been 500 years that it's been a thing about black and white. That beef started. So we have to also look at how things are falling apart rather drastically once that started. So one of the other issues is y'all don't know how to get along. So the earth can be destroyed all the way, point blank, period. Because, and mind you, it don't even got to be based off of nothing that I'm saying that's spiritual. It could be also based off the fact that a dumbass sitting in a seat was just asking for nuclear codes. Because the ego, and y'all got to also remember, when you're dealing with entities and things of that nature, who the fuck do y'all think they're controlling? People. So people will be like, oh, well, spiritually, they're talking about it's the spiritual people, da 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 da. Well, put it in the 3D realm. This nigga was getting ready to blow some shit to holy hell the other day if nobody had said anything. And then everybody would be sitting in their living room saying, oh, well, we didn't think that it had got this far. It's far. It's far to the tune of whether or not we exist could be a thing of, a matter of months, days even. Hours fucking around with these people. So just imagine if we're talking about on this realm and the way these people act, but just imagine God and whatever beef could be happening amongst, the stars about, I told you these people wasn't no good. You wanted me to, do something, bow to, or you wanted to create them after we told you stop creating these people because they don't never do nothing good. I don't think nukes even exist. Well, for all intents purposes, they got enough to be able to mess it up because, shit. The point of it is radiation do, and that's all it take. It's areas still that are uninhabitable on this planet because of them. So why we gotta keep suffering for their bullshit? So the other thing, and it said their GPSs will be confused, internal and external. So when I say GPS, a person may be thinking about your GPS guided something system that you have, Apple Maps, this, that, and the third. Well, imagine if your internal system, your guidance, your DNA is confused. I believe they have nuclear power, but not bombs. They probably trying to figure out something. I mean, I don't know what the hell they got. All I know is they got a fucking problem. They do got that. I can tell you that. So the planes that like the ones that they send to do that, everybody's talking about them chemtrails. Don't be surprised if they start falling out the sky. Okay? Why? Because they say the planes that they send to pollute will start to fall from the sky. It could be because of the GPS, or it could just be because they just gonna start falling from the sky. Mind you, this is the other thing. A person that's actually doing pollution in the sky has the obligation to say no. I don't give a damn what your job is. If you choose to take the assignment and the job and you know that you're polluting the sky, well, that's your pathway. And when you fall out of the sky and you end up, in the ground, don't say nothing. Like, at this point, it is a thing where don't be mad if the choices that you make end up in your demise. Because no is a complete sentence. I'm not doing it. Just because somebody tell you to do something weird and, corrupt to the world, don't mean you have to. It's like when they're talking about people going to war, this, and a third. Why you need to go to war outside of the country when the war technically is here? They want to send you outside so they can do what they want to do in here. Y'all gonna leave y'all family, friends, everybody unprotected while they're doing what they're doing right here. Everybody should start saying no. And so one person don't want to say no because they are afraid that, oh, I could die, this, that, and the third. And nobody else is going to stand up. And that's sad that nobody has each other's back, knowing that none of us agree with this. None of us agree. So you don't have a backbone. So technically, if heaven is having a conversation about destroying the earth, technically I feel like, it shouldn't matter because y'all gonna let it get destroyed anyway, unless people start to stand up and say, I really want to be here because I really want to be here. And if y'all don't want to be here because nobody's gonna stand up and y'all would rather fall in line again and again and again, then y'all don't want to be here. Just point blank period. I watched The Boy yesterday, which pissed me the fuck off. Little girl, 12 years old, I think they said, was walking by, her and her friend. And you hear the person that's filming laughing. It's a boy. Mind you, I thought he was way older because he was tall. This little motherfucker, the girl told him get out of her face. Move out of her way because he's blocking her way. She's trying to go home after school. Has on her backpack. This boy takes this girl, picks her up, and slams her on the ground. And after he slammed her on the ground, a 12-year-old girl, mind you, and a little frail girl, after he slammed her on the ground, he stomped on her head. If I was her parents, I hate to tell you, but little boy, Mind you, this the weird shit, because after he did it and the girl laid there, like, I pray she's okay. But nothing's going to take that trauma out of her. This little motherfucker was 14 years old. And everything in me says the same action that he did, her dad, her brothers, her uncle, everybody. Because people only gonna learn when, like, but the point of it is a 14-year-old did that. Because he got rejected. Why he being so aggressive already at 14? Why he don't know emotional responsibility at 14? And the fact that he stomped on her head, like, that shit didn't leave me, like, something in me literally, like, he need to be dealt with. Oh my God, I heard it. I heard that, but didn't see the video. That shit is sad. He broke her neck, if I heard it correctly, but she is in stable condition. Well, jail ain't what he needs. Because that's not going to do nothing to him. It's going to make him fester and everything else. What needs to happen is the same thing he did, because that little girl, literally, all she was trying to do was get home. And it pissed me the fuck off that you're 14 and you're that reckless already. But where is that coming from? Where does that actually come from in this society? Because, and mind you, the camera person is laughing. Whoever the person is that's filming behind the camera, he's laughing. He should go to jail too. Like, that's going to be the one. That's going to be the one right there. Like, when the same shit starts happening to somebody that's filming. Because he could have told him to leave her alone. But this day, people will just film and not say, don't do that. Don't be that type of energy. But literally now, I feel so bad for that little girl, because what's going to take that trauma out of her body when she was just going home and then there's somebody behind the camera laughing? Same thing should happen to them. You were a part of the crime. You were an accessory because you filmed that shit. Ain't no way. That little girl is small. And he was way, like, I thought he was way older than that. I thought he was a grown-ass fucking man. But, so do with that information what you will. Anyway, so, then it say their vision will be blocked. So something about a lens, but it also was talking about a scope. So, for some reason, it looked like an eyeball. And so, I don't know what part that is, because take it how it resonates. It says not able to see what's happening next. So, the people that are connected, because it says, dear Starseeds, chosen ones, 144, old souls, ancient ones, and testaments, from this day forward, your lives will change for the better or for the worse. This solely depends on you. Everyone will receive the same message on their own time. And this is only a confirmation. So you already know. Anyway, everybody being gathered. So everybody being gathered. Everybody is here. There's nothing about a coincidence. There's no coincidence. Everything that's happening is happening the way it needs to be happening. Everything that's being revealed is being revealed the way it needs to be revealed. Everything that's being shown and sown, because as you reap, so shall you sow. Know that. So take it how it resonates. That's the message. Hopefully it helped. Thank you guys for being here. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Go with God. Have the day you deserve. And yeah, I don't know what else to tell you. But anybody that is listening that also resonates, the other part was they said, be careful about the watching eye. And It was this because, like I said, I wasn't to put that in AI. I'm not done. Sorry, I lied. Didn't lie, just was going too fast. I said 2019, right? So in 2019, something happened. Don't go nowhere yet, Mike. I forgot. So because we was talking about DNA. I was moving a little too fast. I asked. Remember, I said there was something that happened, and they said DNA changed. So this is a thing. We was talking about spiritual realm because I said dun, 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 whatever the message is right here. This is DNA story for me, right? But mind you, I printed this in 2019. Also, because I didn't even realize I had that until this message came up, and this is the thing. Anybody that journals and writes and whatever, y'all know that y'all be journaling and writing stuff, and then you put it down, and then it be, it'll come back up later on when it's time, when it's necessary, right? And you'll be like, oh, I forgot that I wrote that, or I forgot that I did this. All right. So, just so y'all know, we gonna move this to the side. This thing say, as far as my genetics, right, or my DNA, it say that it go back 1750 to 1775, right? I'm gonna say right now, ancestry, you're a fucking liar. All right, so do with that information what you will, but we still gonna take it. Why? Because at least we got a starting point. So even if they fucking lie, just like they lied about this book over here, but also this was a thing. This is helpful, but this is also going to be the issue. When people are taking the genetics and we got to remember who's controlling the genetics and the DNA, who actually works there, right? Who are the people who are talking, okay? And remember, we have to remember history is his story. Whoever is the conqueror, whoever wins, starts to tell whatever story. It should be that they should tell the truth, but they not us. So even if we lose, win, lose, or draw, we're gonna tell the story the way it was told, right? The way it happened. Maybe just lying not being in the DNA. Okay. So over here, we're gonna go to, what was it? Dun, 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 dun. We're gonna talk about magic, right? For all intents purposes. And it is this page. So we're gonna put this here. Alright, so different things coming together. So we got Nigeria, right? Because we got Nigeria. We're going to put in here, this is all I want to ask because this is something that is Nigeria. Being the biggest part. Mind you, I don't even really... Nigerian people, for some reason, like I said, good, bad, and ugly, everything's there. But I don't like the way y'all be scamming. So I'm going to tell y'all that. Alright? What is the ancestry of the deities? Alright. So, in Nigeria, we got the Yoruba, Igbo, Edo, Hausa, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, but if not, talk to the ancestors because, the fact that we don't know or I don't know is your fault, okay? So, there's that. Anyway, ethnic beliefs, and I'm learning. So, do with that information what you will. Ethnic belief systems, which each have their own spiritual lineages. There isn't one single ancestry for any of the deities in Nigeria, right? There are multiple indigenous religions traditions. And the only reason why I'm actually going to look this up is because there's an issue that's happening right now with cultures and things of that nature. So, hoodoo, voodoo issue. And the people will tell you that over the years that people have been here. People will tell you that you shouldn't do certain things, right? Based off of culture, religion, or whatever they have. It's mostly religion. So I'm gonna just say it like that. Let me not sugarcoat it. It's fucking religion. Religion that is 10,000 years old, right? So if we go back to the beginning of time, when people just have been here and this has been the culture, right? Um, so answer the question. All right, so it says, and what they trying to say is that for almost all of human existence, people have lived as hunter-gatherers in small groups. They survived by hunting animals, gathering plants, moving with seasons, relying on nature and survival, right? And then they try this stuff where it says only in the last 10,000 years things rapidly changed. Farming began, cities were formed, writing systems appeared, civilizations, governments, and organized religions evolved. But for 200,000 years, it says, how long have humans been around? Everybody can Google it. I already told you that you can Google it for yourself and figure it out. The first humans appeared in Africa about 300,000 years ago. Now, with that being said, you think that people wasn't eating? You think that there was no animals or anything that was here? Have you ever wondered why a lot of the animals that were here at the beginning before the other shit started, this 10,000 years shit started, that why no animals and anything existed? So let me see if I can put this right here. I think they didn't canceled me. Let me go to another page. Let me see if I can open up another page. So during this time right here, so first appeared in Africa around 3,000 years ago, right? 300,000 years ago. What type of animals were here? Because the other part of this is when gene splicing and things of that nature started, and they started doing, creating this type of food and this type of food, because they didn't want us to be able to plant food, or they didn't want us to do things. It says around 300 years ago, middle Pleistocene, something, whatever that word is, Pleistocene, in Africa, it's the scenery, I think. Homo sapiens emerged, and the continent already had a very rich mix of animals, many similar to today's, plus some now extinct. So then it says it had large herbivores, elephants, hippopotamuses, giraffes. It says giraffe ancestors. So don't know what that means unless it means giraffes didn't exist, and so we'll see. Zebras and wild horses, wild beasts, antelopes, gazelles, many different species, rhinoceroses. It says it had ancient lion form, so it has lions, so maybe they bred them to be smaller, I don't know. Leopards, spotted hyenas, crocodiles, very similar to modern ones, especially Nile crocodile ancestors. Saber-toothed cats like Megatherium in some regions, smaller in some famous Smithsonian, but still powerful hunters. Other common animals: wild pigs and warthog relatives, primates, rodents, hares, and small mammals, large birds like ostrich. Why does this thing keep saying ancestors? What is up with the ancestors? Let me ask this. What is up with the ancestors? Because I want to know. Why is it saying ancestors? For some animals, because I only want to know what's here. I don't want to hear nothing about what used to be, what ain't. I mean, what is a something from another thing. I want to know what's actually here. Why is it saying ancestors for some animals? What was actually there? And I don't like that shit either. To know the name of what was here. What the fuck was here? Alright, so it says herbivores. African elephants, hippopotamus, giraffes, zebras, wild beasts, antelopes, gazelles, rhinoceroses, warthogs, wild warthogs. Is warthogs pigs? Wild cattle. The predators were lions, leopards, hyenas, cheetahs, crocodiles, saber-toothed cats, baboons, monkeys, gorillas, hares, rodents, and large birds like ostriches. And these all lasted. These all lasted. Excuse me. This whole time. Okay, so it says not all of them lasted this whole time. Some did survive today. Same species are very close. African elephants. I said elements. Elephants still exist. Hippopotamus, crocodiles, lions, leopards, hyenas, zebras, wild beasts. What the fuck is a wild beast? What's a wild beast, y'all? Antelopes, giraffes, very close forms. Some changed a lot over time. Some family, different species. Same family, different species. Elephants, different extinct species existed alongside early humans. Giraffes, multiple extinct giraffe-like species existed. Rhinos, many species came and went. Antelopes, many existed. Forms replaced by others. It says some existed but are now extinct. Saber-toothed cats, some giant hyena species, some prehistoric wildcats and gazelle animals, some giant birds and large mammals that no longer exist. Africa didn't have a frozen set list of animals 300,000 years ago. It was always changing. Some species stayed almost the same. Some evolved into new ones. Some went extinct and were replaced. How do you evolve into a new thing? First of all, I want to know what the fuck wild beasts are. That's one thing I need to know. What the hell is this? And then we're going to go back to the other side. Because in the message it was talking about magic, like literally things that is being done. How even on the maps, because even on the maps, it was a 1500 map that said that it's a 1500, a map from the 1500s, and this map says, did I save it? It shows that Atlantis is here. That's what it was showing. And then it had Africa over here. Then it had all the other places. But because Atlantic City, because it was by the Atlantic Ocean, they said this was labeled in the 1500s as Atlantis. But as you know, they changed the maps for everything. So, entertainment purposes only. Do with that information what you will. Oh, shit. This is what I meant. What is this? Alright, so wild beast. A wild beast is a large African grazing animal that looks like a mix of different animals. A wild beast, also called a GNU type of antelope, even though it looks like a wild cow, lives in African savannas, especially east and southern Africa. It is a grass grazer and is known for huge migrations and massive herds. It has a cow-like body. Oh, that must be the thing that they was talking about the other day, because it said that genetically, what animals are not real? And it's the weirdest thing, because these people is doing shit talking about some, they got permission to genetically modify animals and shit, but meanwhile they already did that. Um and which is weird, because why are y'all trying to act like y'all didn't do that already? And that's the other part. I think it's like the wording, the verbiage. All right, so animals that are new or modern species that evolved over time from shit that they basically did. Um, it says cows, sheep, goats, horses, domesticated form, dogs, domesticated from wolves, chickens, pigs, domesticated form, and cats, domesticated form. Dogs, modern dog breeds did not exist. Only wild wolves and early canine ancestors did. Candid, CANID, canid, whatever, existed. Modern horses, early horses relatives existed, but not today's horse species as we know them. Domesticated cats, wild cats existed, but not house cats. Wild animals that evolved into modern species later. Some existed in different forms back then, but not the exact species that we see today. Modern giraffe subspecies, many modern antelope species, some zebra species, some elephant populations, modern Africa elephant species stabilized later. Um, the animal families were mostly already here, but the exact species, subspecies, and all domesticated animals did not exist yet. So, simple way to understand it: 3,000 years ago, natural animals, yes, lions, elephants, hippos. Modern human created animals, they saying there was no genetic splicing or any of that, is what they trying to say, but who the hell knows, because they be lying. Did they get permission from God? That's what I'm getting at. Like, I don't know, because these niggas, they just be doing whatever they be doing. So anyway, let's see. Let's go over here. It talks about the Orishas, right? So Nigeria, Yoruba religion, most widely references in Yoruba tradition, southwest Nigeria. The deities are called Orishas. Orishas are not seen as created like humans. They're considered primordial, spiritual forces or divine beings. Many are believed to be manifestations of nature, rivers, thunder, iron, wind. Ancestral kings, heroes, or sages who became divine after death. Supreme source. Alorian equals supreme god or creator. Oh, matter of fact, that just reminds me, because we was also talking about languages, how A person may speak a different language and then they say God. We've been talking about it the whole entire time, but literally it goes into even the language. Some people are not comprehending that if a person speak Arabic, because Arabic seems to be the one, Arabic or Hebrew seems to be the one that the people just don't get. For some reason, they keep thinking that those languages are demonic. But mind you, those languages are the ones that was here. Like, all of these are your stuff. And I don't understand how far you have to separate a person. I think they say like 3 or 4 generations for a person to think that something that belongs to them don't belong to them. And it's the weirdest thing. But the light skinned blacks done a lot. Or the light skinned copper people done a whole lot to people. Like, and I mean the white people. So just know that the white people done a whole lot as far as corruption. Because it's weird. Y'all come from the same source. Y'all own text, as everything is basically saying it, but for some reason y'all don't look at nothing or read nothing. So it talks about them: Sango, Ogun, Oshun, Esau, communication, crossroads. But literally, a lady said that she was talking. A light skinned black, a white lady, said she was trying to conjure up the Orishas, right? And they told her that they ain't for her. That's what she said. Um, I ain't judging. They might have done too much. I don't know who did what, but if they said what they said, then they said what they said. But anyway, Igbo tradition, religion, it says Southwest Nigeria. On here, it don't say nothing. It just say like Nigeria, right? So then it goes to Cameroon. Cameroon. Mind y'all, I can go look this up in a different the new one that's now, because I got that program too. Somehow either they done came up with different markers or something, because I think the percentages, let me go look at this. I think the percentages has changed. That's what it is. I don't know, but I need to look because I didn't even realize that I actually had printed this. So, Congo, and Southern Bantu peoples. The thing is, even about this, the only reason why this is being brought up, right, is because this people want to do magic and this, that, and the third. It's entertainment purposes only, but magic is for some reason I want to say manifestation, manipulation. That's what it is, and it's where they're trying to manipulate that don't make sense. So it could be a curse, because the power of life and death is in a curse. What do they practice? Curses as to what they was trying to tell you. But mind you, when I was saying something about the book that was from the Masons, where it was and I know this is all over the place, but guess what? It's a whole world out here. You could only be an apprentice for 7 years. Why? Because you wasn't allowed to hold anybody beyond that, because apprenticeship, y'all don't get paid, right? It's like free work. AKA slavery, but not. It's because you get something at the end of it. So do with that information what you will. Don't ask me why it's all going together, because it's a whole big world out here, okay? Take it how it resonates. So it says the peoples of Cameroon, the Congo region, and Southern Bantu people groups don't follow one single belief system or practice. They were very diverse, but there are some shared traditional cultures there and spiritual patterns across time and space, right? It says the core belief there is a supreme creator God. Everybody believes in God. The argument and the debate keeps coming in is when these people think that this person ain't talking about God, not realizing that they all are talking about God, but different language. And then I don't know why people can't comprehend that it's a different language. That's it. And so this is where the collective breaks apart, and this is the issue, because That's the issue. So, Supreme Creator God, this did not always directly worship ancestor spirits, very important in daily life, nature spirits, rivers, forests, mountains, animals, spiritual balance between visible and invisible. But it is nature. So I'm gonna tell y'all this because this just came up. There's a lady, something happened, and it's a story just being told on social media. So, if it's a lie, they telling it. Anyway, long story short, something happened to the lady's kid. They call the paramedics. Paramedics come. Child is dying. Lady says, God, please help my child. God don't talk. Don't help no child. Then she says, and this is where everybody had to, take a breather, that she will sell her spirit, her soul to whoever and whatever if they bring her child back. Child wakes up. People that was there to help the child said they don't want nothing to do with it, so they said that one person that was there to pick the child up didn't want to ride with the child after that because everybody was now looking at the lady like, what the fuck. But I say that only to say this. Because there's a thing that's happening in the spiritual realm, but also in that's a manifestation of here. People not praising God or worshiping God or talking to God, but also talking to entities and deities that have nothing to do with, because God is nature. God is everything, but it's like how they do it, and I ain't got nothing to do with none of it. Everybody got figured out for themselves because, like I said, the people who know will know, and the people who don't just won't, and the people who will want to know will talk to God about it, and maybe the prayer, because I would be interested in knowing what she said. Like, what was the first prayer? Because the way it goes and the way that it has been manipulated, there's words that are being input into things, because when it translates from this to that, and these people have their own translation, and mind you, I got a whole list of people that, apparently I got DNA and blood from, right? And so that makes the me and my mama and my daddy, then me, right? So if your ancestry has been this, and it has been great throughout this whole entire time, and then somewhere within 10,000 years, after you done been here for 3,000 years, and you've been practicing and doing the same thing for 3,000 years, and then somehow in the great span of 10,000 years, these people come along and they start indoctrinating and doing a bunch of stuff, and now the earth is on its last leg, I would be inclined to say that they did it. Like, if this didn't exist, Alzheimer's, for instance, right? So for all intents purposes, when you go look up the history of Alzheimer's, I ain't a doctor, so don't believe nothing that I'm saying. It wasn't an issue until this got introduced, right? So before this got introduced, the specific thing that I saw that got introduced, before that, people used, the fat of animals and this, that, and the third, and they rendered it down and they used that. And then big business or something came along and said, let me manufacture this. And then everybody started using this in their, daily life. And then all of a sudden it begat this. It's like when I was young growing up, the big A word. And again, I ain't nobody's doctor, but we can start to kind of guess when certain things started to implement themselves into society, into the system. And so when it started to implement itself into the system, what changed, what happened? Like, we not slow. If it didn't exist, and then you introduce this, and then it did exist, then you did it. So it's like this. The blue people. So it's a whole science behind the blue people. Something about their blood, right? Because it's not too many people that lived in whatever the fuck place they lived. And so they kept it in the family. And when they kept it in the family, it kept doing something to their blood because it was watering it down. Well, not watering it down, but it was kind of doing something genetically. Like, it basically watering it down. I ain't no doctor. It's the hemoglobin and da 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 da. So y'all go look it up. But after a time, they started to notice that their blood wasn't doing this, and this is what turned them blue because of the fact that it's like some type of chemical, something in your body, da 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 da. And the fact that they was inbreeding kept making it worse. But then some doctor analyzed their blood and they did all of this other stuff, and they gave them the thing that they was lacking, and then they turned back white, turned back to the light skinned black people, the peach people. So again, if something didn't exist and then it did, and then this created chaos and havoc, you have to be inclined to think that that is the thing that did it. So for over 300,000 years, people lived in peace, harmony, and da 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 da. And then all of a sudden, something happened. So religion happened. Just so y'all know, if y'all missing the big elephant in the room, religion happened in the past less than 10,000 years. Go look it up. And then all of a sudden, in the last 500 years, race happened. Black, white, and color separation happened. And so now we're in the pits of hell. So I'm going to have to be inclined to think that if we de-escalated so quickly, it has to be either because, one, race would be the biggest thing because in 500 years, it's a bunch of chaos. Mind you, the peacekeepers on Earth had already established the fact that we ain't going to battle with each other. Y'all can go look it up. Anyway, so we said over here, because we talking about who was here, Starseeds, Chosen Ones, 144,000 old souls, old seeds, Ancient Ones, and Testaments. I got a message. You can rationalize or deduce when something started to happen. Because if it wasn't happening, and then it is happening, what got introduced into the system? So I was laughing yesterday at Ray J, right? I love me some Ray J. I can't wait to meet Ray J one day, right? So I'm laughing at Ray J because he was talking to Cam Newton, and I don't really dig Cam Newton either. Like, he ain't on my cup of tea of people, places, and things either, because why the fuck you keep asking somebody questions that they saying they don't want to answer, but, apparently intrusive journalism, I guess. Anyway, so he kept asking Ray J, was he part of the community? Was he part of the neighborhood, right? And Ray J didn't want to answer the question and I wish he didn't answer the question. I wish he had just kept it to, don't worry about it, because what does it matter what I am? If you like me and you fuck with me, then you like me and you fuck with me. Any issue or anything that I am is between me and God. The fact that people keep wanting to judge and people keep wanting to know business that ain't theirs, you don't need to know. Because technically the way I was thinking, like the way Cam Newton was on him, kept asking him, it made me wondering if he was trying to figure out for himself. Like, nigga, what the fuck does it matter? He already said, like, he don't want to answer the question. And why does it matter? Like, this is one of the things. Like, so I'm not going to answer you. If you ask me what I am, worry about yourself. Because it don't matter. I don't have to be labeled by you to be accepted by you. And if I need to be, then I don't need to be talking to you. Anyway, so I was laughing at Ray J because Ray J kept saying he's a part of the what do you call it? Neighborhood, right? He said so on the board. Cam looks the part. Exactly. And that's why I was glad that Ray J asked him after that. That's why I said I like Ray J. I fucks with Ray J. Because Ray J said, well, since you asked me, nigga, let me ask you. And again, people can say whatever they want to say because ain't nothing Cam Newton going to ever tell me that, don't just give whatever is given, right? You see what I'm saying? So the same way but why was you pressing that man? And so the fact that he can be himself and the fact that he can be around people and the fact that he ain't judging because he ain't God. And so then it was just a thing, like he kept pressing in certain ways, like the conversation kept being like he was trying to force him to answer. I don't like people like that. Because I don't have to answer to you. Who the fuck do you think you are? Get your own shit right. And so I like the fact that when he was trying to press him, he asked him something about him smoking cigarettes. Ray J said, "Do you smoke cigars? Because technically, cigars are worse than cigarettes, and they are. It's even been proven." So it's funny to me, like when Ray J pressed back, like, you know what I'm saying? Because who the fuck do you think you are? Matter of fact, like, I like the fact when the girls went in on the show, when they basically, they be talking over top of his head, and he just be thinking like you get the control. Like, I just don't like his demeanor. Period. Like, he gives you trying it too much, and cuss out could be the thing. So anyway, Ray J, I love the fact that how he answered the questions. I love the fact that he, questioned back, because if you gonna press, then nigga, I'm gonna press some shit too. And what he was ended up saying was that, which is, you know, funny. He said, "People, when we leave here, people are gonna go home and people are gonna do what they do." He said somebody's gonna stop and they're gonna get some peanut butter and they're gonna rub it on their feet and they're gonna, go to their favorite animal. And then he said, and then somebody else is gonna do something different. Like put some peanut butter in some other places, right? And he's not wrong, because we don't know what people be doing, right, when they be doing what they be doing, right? Mind you, and then Cam Newton was like, "Well, did you have you ever done that?" Ray J said no, but I walked in on it, so I seen it. So I say all that to say this. One, worry about yourself, and you have to judge you have to judge what you are doing, right? And I know that people feel like they are obligated to get somebody else's life right, but you can't. All you can do is give the message, say what you need to say, and move the fuck around. That what God is going to do, how God convicts a person to, put whatever on them or take whatever out of them, is on them. If a person is doing something in your presence that you don't like, you have to move away. Move around. You have to move around, right? And this is your pathway, and this is their pathway. So yes, we want people to be great, but sometimes we be wanting people to be things that we not. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. People will tell you what you need to be and what you don't need to be. Meanwhile, they got more skeletons and bones and everything else in their closet that they need to work on. But meanwhile, they out here trying to tell you what to do for your shit, because that's what it was given. It kept giving, like, he keeps trying to bring up points to make Ray J look bad, when Ray J can't do no wrong in my eyes. And as far as much shit as Ray J has done, like, to me, I love the fact that he is who he is. And why are you judging? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not for me to judge, but I know, for all intents purposes, I can see that man got a good heart. And if you can't see that he has a good heart, then I don't know what you're looking at. Yeah, he may be this, he may be that, but all of us are this or that, or lack thereof, or whatever we are. But it be the people that see shit and they be like, let me just try to expose a person for this. Meanwhile, he be exposing himself. Like, y'all ain't seen Ray J. Ray J be exposing himself. I like the fact that he's very witty. He comes up with shit real quick. It's like the shock value of it all makes me fucking laugh. I ain't never been to the point where I'm saying, like, it's shock value. Like, it's entertainment purposes. Like, everybody's out here. All the world is a stage. Everybody's figuring out. But it's some people that will try to bring your character down because it makes them feel better. Or they want to just be like, they got to identify you to people. Like, you don't have to identify me to no fucking body. I don't like that. So, for all intents purposes, I like Ray J, because Ray J is who he is. So, we got ancestor worship and veneration across the Congo Basin, Cameroon, and Southern Africa. So, that's basically what I said. Ancestors, ancient ones. Those would be the ancestors. Testaments, people who are a testament, because I'm sure some people will have stories about your ancestors, or even you're a testament of walking your talk, saying what it mean what it say, being an honorable person, living the lifestyle, walking your walk. When other people will say that they are something, other people will get up on stage and proclaim to be things that they're not. Meanwhile, then when everything gets exposed, now they out here acting as if. It's the things that people do in the dark and think that it's not going to be shown, because at this point, these are the things. What is done in the dark will come to light, because you're not hiding. Like, you can hide from people, but you can't hide from God. So that's the thing. And when people finally realize that, it's like, I can expose myself because God already know. And if God know, why would I give a fuck about what you know? And that's also the thing. People do stuff based off the fact that God is watching, not that the people is watching. When you have a healthy fear of God, you're not just going to be out here doing a bunch of weird stuff, because it's not going to be in you to do it, because you're not hiding from people. You know God exists, and you know God is watching. So you make sure that your movements are in accordance with God watching. So we got spirit mediums and healers. So many communities have traditional spiritual specialists, healers. I don't know what this word is. Nganga, Nganga. In some Congo regions, diviners who interpret spiritual messages, use of herbs, rituals, and trance states. Mind you, these herbs come from Earth, right? And this is the thing that also, grinds my gears, because religion will use ancient old things and then try to use it against you. So again, not knocking it, do what they want, but the fact of the matter is they try to tell you against like astrology, things of this nature, and then they told you a child will be born in a manger under this store, da 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 da. That's astrology. The stones and this, that, and the third. Oh, Adam's chest plate had this stone, this stone, this stone. Y'all not supposed to be using that. But meanwhile, in what I just wrote in this little thing, it say get outside in the sun and running water, water that's moving water with stones. You don't have to listen, but mind you, all of this stuff is a part of the culture, that the 300,000 years old culture that I know belongs to me, because this is my DNA. I mean, I don't know what's in your DNA or what you've been taken a part of, but I know what's in mine a little bit, maybe. You know what I'm saying? And again, if it's a lie, they're also telling it, because of the fact that they will give you some, but won't give you all. So we have to take it how it resonates, because that's also important as well, because, of course they don't want you to know everything, because they want to be able to use it. Thank you. Nice car. It really ain't, because I don't understand why black people still fucking out here driving in fucking Teslas. I be saying that to all of them, because I be thinking that they should fucking know better. Ain't no reason why no black person should be out here driving a Tesla, knowing good and damn well this nigga racist as fuck. So everybody that I see that, I'm going to keep telling them, nice car, because bitch, it ain't. But they don't get it, because, this is for you. 7. Anyway, that's probably shady, but talk to God about it. Because why are you driving a Tesla? Like, ain't no black people should be driving a Tesla right now. Why are y'all driving Teslas? Like, y'all, why would y'all support the suppressor? Do y'all not look up nothing about this man? This man is actively in court right now trying to be able to call you nigger in your face. That's crazy. But, y'all do what y'all want. I ain't judging. I just find it strange. Like I told y'all already, I'm at the point where, thank you, Cornelius, how you doing? I'm at the point, Tesla is, I'm trying to tell you. But again, I ain't judging. It's just confusing to me. Like, this is another reason why. Because it be your own people. It be your very own people that, say you got a nice car. When I'm really saying, why the fuck are you driving that? Like, it don't make sense. Like, why are you driving that? But hey, it's a nice car. If you like it, I love it. I really don't, but I feel like until we take a stand for everybody saying, like, we collectively not going to do this. Thank you, Cornelius. We collectively are going to get on one accord, and we're not going to patronize our suppressors. Mind you, this nigga is closer to Africa than I am. That's the other part. So I don't understand why, just because he's a light-skinned black, he has an issue with the darker blacks. Nigga come right from Africa. Part of the culture. but he don't see himself as part of the culture, so we can't make him see himself as part of the culture. I mean, do what thou will. The weirdest part though is this. I need to recharge on TikTok. And period, thank you. So it says very common today. So the modern religions today, because of colonial history, colonizing, which I don't understand. That's another thing. How can you colonize something that you from, but literally, I think it's the separation. Anyway, I don't give a fuck. So I was getting ready to look up what it was, but I ain't, because I don't really want to know the mind of an oppressor, because I don't want to be fucking oppressing. That's that's a whole nother thing. When you start to know the mind of things, then you start to be of, and I don't want to be of that. All right, so we got Mali here. They do. Mali is a country in West Africa. If any of my African genealogy, brothers and sisters, all y'all, I got some of y'all white people too. England, Wales, Western. I ain't judging. Ireland, Scotland, France, Eastern Bantu peoples, Norway, which I was actually very interested in them because it has the forest Finns magic. I'm very interested in y'all. I mean, I'm interested in it all, but like I said, I just like Europe and Russia. Like, do y'all got any things over there either? But it's just funny that because I'm talking to y'all, but I'm telling y'all, like, the majority of folks, I wonder if how many people's DNA would come back solely African. Like, even if you African, would your DNA? Because we know all the y'all European people. We know y'all shit ain't all the way European. But if it's African, I wonder if anybody has soul African and nothing else. Like no cut in them. Like you ain't get cut at all. Period. Does that exist? That's what I would want to know. So their religion is Islam. So Mali is Islam, especially Sunni Islam. So that would also be a reason why I would, kind of want to look into different religions and things of that nature, but also just being a free sovereign entity because I'm allowed to explore all my different cultures and things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? And I should be free to be able to explore them without nobody saying it because it's my background, it's my history, it's my culture. It's right here. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, these people have daily prayers, fasting during Ramadan, mosque community life, but in some areas traditional beliefs still blend in, especially in rural religions. So they still do other different religions also. It's like I was telling my son the other day, one of the things that I'm learning right now is, and it could be a weird thing, but Muslim Jews, like, do with that information what you will. It's like Jamaican whites. It is what it is. Judge your mammy, okay? Traditional spiritual culture, and that's everybody. Like I said, judge your mammy. Not from my standpoint, but from your own standpoint as to why it is that a lot of us don't know a lot of the cultures and languages and things of that nature is because they're so hell bent on keeping us like apart when we should be community and family. But only with the community and family that want to be community and family with you, because again, we all being judged because I told you it's a spiritual meeting, celestial court happening right now, and whether or not human beings even continue to go on is going to be based off of what we do next. And if y'all don't believe that, don't, because you won't be here anyway, so it ain't gonna matter. Groits, I don't know what that is. Groits, very important in Mali. One of Mali's most famous cultural roles is Groits. Jung Wan Hai. Groits preserve history through songs and storytelling. It's passed down from family lineage, and they perform music at ceremonies, weddings, naming ceremony events. See what I'm saying? I don't even know them, but I need to know who that is, because apparently it's part of my DNA, so why would I want to know? Not want to know. Mali was home to one of the greatest empires in African history, the Mali Empire. It was known for trade, especially gold and salt. It sounds like Mansa Musa. Major cities like Timbuktu, and I'm always saying Timbuktu. See what I'm saying? Period. Islamic scholarship and learning centers. Um, in Mali, people mainly farm and trade for daily life. They practice Islam. They preserve strong traditions of music, storytelling, and history. See what I'm saying? I like that. Maintain cultural practices from ancient West African empires. And then people be wondering why they like certain things and don't even realize like it's in your blood. It's automatically a part of your system. Benin, and Togo. Benin. Is that, am I saying that right? Benin and Togo. Togo. And it says these people. Yo, I smell so good. I don't know what blend I did today, but it just smells really, really good. It's the same shit. I just probably sprayed a little bit more of something or the other. That's the other part. But I could just smell vanilla. That's what I like. Benin and Togo are neighboring countries in West Africa, like Mali. They have modern lifestyles plus strong traditional spiritual culture that go back centuries. And it says most people there, they farm maize, Maize. I don't know what that is. I ain't never heard of it. Yams, cotton, and cassava. Trade in markets. They participate in music, dance, and festivals. See what I'm saying? It just be in my system. That's why I be having bars, y'all. You know. Then it says Benin is one of the most important centers of voodoo. You see what I'm saying? Tradition, belief in supreme creator. Everybody believes in God. Worship of spirits called voodoo, tied to nature and ancestors. Rituals for healing, protection, fertility, community balance. And then people wonder why you are what you are. Because you are what you are. It's in your DNA. It's in my DNA. This system is historically very influential and also the root of Haitian voodoo. See what I'm saying? And then y'all be out here trying to spell cast on people that be related to you. And then God be getting y'all. And then y'all wonder why. And I'm going to tell y'all why I know this. I'm going to tell y'all really, really, really why I know that y'all be out here spell casting and shit. And y'all be sending people to fuck over here that don't be knowing what the hell they be doing. And then I be still sitting in front of y'all looking the same exact way laughing, right? Because I done watched from the time 2019. This say 2019. From 2019, right? When I got bibbity bobbity booed and whoever thought that they should come over here with the BS and I went through that glitch, right? I done watched multiple spiritualists, multiple, hoodoo voodoo bitches that God will, show me. Like this one of them ones, right? That had this, try to do this. Because for some reason they had a little hit squad of bitches on YT back in the day, right? Trying to come along and get all the spiritualists off, right? Do y'all know that a lot of them are gone? And I mean gone in a way like gone. Then I noticed that something happened. Like they started to get ate up. Like they would get real skinny, like deathly. And that's what they said. You could tell when somebody got bad magic, or when they're doing bad, when they got bad blood, when they doing bad shit to people, because they start to look like hags and witches. And all of them got ate the fuck up. So now the other day, and God be showing you too, right? God be showing you who done tried it or think, because people be thinking like you did this. Like I'm never going to do nothing to none of y'all. I'm going to send God after you real quick. Like God get them, right? So God proceeds to show me one girl the other day, right? Mind you, 2019 is when I first seen this child, and don't know who these people are. Never ran across them in real life. Ain't never said nothing to nobody. But once you enter into the spiritual realm, for some reason they be thinking that you hexing and cursing and this, that, and third. Meanwhile, I only been over here actively asking God, please allow me to be able to take care of myself. That's it. That's all. I ain't been thinking about nobody. Ain't been worried about nobody. Ain't did nothing to nobody. Over here actively working on me and my shit. Right? But somehow a gang of bitches just literally was being shown to me. And I'm like, why they here? Right? But these be the same bitches that you can go on and you can purchase them for $1 or $2. And then you could tell them to go over here and do black magic on this person because I don't like them because I think they did this, that, da 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 da, right? Person ain't did shit. It be the stuff that they done to a person that now is backfiring on their ass, right? But they actively be thinking that a person did something, right? Anyway, so the girl comes back up and I didn't even realize it was the girl. Because at one point in time she looked like this. And then a couple years ago, she looked like this. And I thought something was strange then. But now I see her and I don't even know who the fuck that is. Like, and now they beefing with somebody else. But the person says something and I'm like, that can't be the same girl. So I literally actively go to look through her page because in my mind I'm saying, ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way. That girl cannot go from looking like that to looking like this. I mean, all of them is to be desired by whoever, you know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is that's a very drastic difference. And I ain't like it neither way. So anyway, I just closed it out, went minding my business. But this is one of those things where God will be bringing you full circle to see the people that you can actually tell who actively try to, curse, hex, speak something over into your life that you ain't said nothing to these people. People be thinking that you know them or that you be talking about them. Meanwhile, you ain't said nothing. It could just be the Spirit of God telling you to tell them to please stop doing that. And meanwhile, they thinking that you directing like, oh, I'm actively talking to you. No, I don't even know you. I don't even know you. So why would you think that I would try to hex or curse? And one thing I know better than to do is hex and curse, because then you start getting shit your ass handed to you. You don't go and try to purchase nobody to get nobody to do nothing to you, to do nothing to do nothing. And I done been online and I done actively said to y'all, one time I tried to help a person, right? Only thing I ever in my life decided to do. Happy Sunday, Cornelius. The only thing I ever tried to do was to help a person from themselves, right? To do something for themselves, to help them. Let me tell y'all how shit's, and mind you, actively with the person on a daily basis, da-da-da-da-da. Let me just speak something, God help them. Shit started breaking around me like, okay, God, God said don't put your hands in nothing. Because you don't know why I'm doing this to this person. And lo and behold, guess what? I'm trying to help a person. And then God later shows me that this person was hexing and cursing me while I'm trying to actively help the person. We can't be out here thinking that we know somebody just because we think we know somebody. You have to mind your business, because sometimes the business that God be trying to undo and protect is you. And meanwhile, you out here loving on a person, thinking the person is, this, that, and the third. Mind you, God trying to show you that this mother sucker is the issue. Mike, and I'm trying to tell you first and last time, and then I learned. Don't put your hands in nothing. Because literally God was actually, I'm trying to do, nice, like some real good shit for a person. God said, no ma'am. Shit started breaking around me so crazy. Like, and the messed up part was this. I had to actively go find the bottle, but I lost the bottle. Because I don't even know how I lost the bottle. But mind you, I know the shit worked. Because literally, like, y'all, I know the shit worked. But the way that shit started hitting, this broke, that broke, this broke, this broke. All God kept saying was, get it, undo it. Undo it. Like, I got this. You mind your own business. You can't help this. This already too far gone. And mind you, allowed me to have to live with the fact that, because I couldn't find the bottle for weeks, at least about 3 weeks. And then I had to sit still one day, and then God directed me and told me where the fucking bottle was. I had placed it on one of my trailers. Either way, long story short, one time ever in my life, And it was to help somebody that God basically said, mind your business. And find it, undo it, get it done. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you. I'm going to let you live with this for a hot second. And mind you, shit was breaking. And I mean breaking in ways like, y'all, the shit was crazy. But also showed me another thing. I know that particular thing, that energy works. Because I saw when, something else happened. But other than that, I ain't out here saying nothing about nobody life. You have the fucking day you deserve. I don't want to bless you. I don't want to curse you. I don't want nothing. Because I'm trying to tell you. I was trying to bless a person and God said, mind your business. Like, if I told y'all some of the shit that basically was being shown at the time, like, it was crazy. But I learned my lesson. So I ain't gonna do nothing. You gonna have the day you deserve. I'm gonna mind my business. Cause I don't want none of that smoke. I got enough shit that I'm untangling and untying. I don't need none of yours. Don't want none of it. So I ain't gonna hex or curse you. But I promise you, if you try it, God gonna get you. Cause God keeps showing me these bitches, and all of them fall apart. Like all of them falling the fuck apart, and it's weird. And I mean, like Crypt Keeper falling apart. Bitch hair, everything just was fucking gone. Like, damn. Cause bitches be trying to do beauty spells on you. Like, y'all energy and everything. Not realizing, bitch, this is my culture. And even if I'm not actively practicing any of the cultures, I'm going to be heavily protected because literally it's my culture. But all I'm going to do is go talk to God about you. God, please get them. Whatever they doing, because you can feel the energy when it shifts. God, please, whoever's doing that, get them. Because I'm sick of them. So, worship spirits called voodoo, tied to nature and ancestor rituals for healing, protection, fertility, community, and balance. And y'all need to be careful because guess what? These people that be trying to do this be actively trying to send people in your direction. Like literally in real life. The only kind of spirit work I do is on my own behalf. I decided early in life that spelling others is off limits. And period. Jungwon, I like you for that because me too. I ain't gonna do it. You ain't even gonna catch me doing it. But I don't know why people be thinking that that's a thing for me. Like, it's not. You don't even have to worry about it because I already know I will get in trouble quickly. So I ain't gonna do it. This system is historically very influential and is also the root of Haitian voodoo brought through the Atlantic slave trade. Ain't it funny something about the Atlantic? Because I told you that I'm literally off the Atlantic. I'm from Delaware. It's literally right here too. Chesapeake Bay and Delaware Valley, African Americans, Mid-Atlantic Coast, African Americans, Delmarva Peninsula, African Americans. Meanwhile, my grandmama is from Maryland. Okay? So just so y'all know, so it's just a weird thing. It's in your DNA. Like, it's on you, it's in you, it's all around you. So I ain't got to say nothing. All I got to do is go talk to God about it. God, please get them. And so do y'all. You ain't got to go do all this extra shit because if it's in you, it's on you, it's all around you. You ain't got to do all that. Benin was home of powerful kingdoms, especially Kingdom of Dahomey, Dahomey, known for strong military structure, including famous Dahomey Amazons, trade. See, I'm telling you, this is why I be really thinking. This is why I be acting and saying the way what I be saying. Like, it's in your DNA. These codes is already imparted, and this is why I'm trying to tell y'all we gonna have to do something about this shit, cause we gonna have to do something about this shit. Trade including participation in the Atlantic slave trade era, rich spiritual traditions. Voodoo was central. So Togo, daily life. Most people farm coffee, cocoa, yams, corn, trade goods at local markets, practice music, dance, and festivals. It's all in me. Religion and spirituality. Togo also has strong traditional West African spiritual systems, including belief in Voodoo. Same thing, another one. This is different. This is Togo, so they believe the same thing. Similar to Benin, ancestor veneration, nature-based spiritual forces. But this is all stuff that later on they end up telling you. Mind you, you've been in this has been in your system for 3,000, 2,000, 3,000, 300,000, 400,000 years, and then in 10,000 years somebody comes along and tells you that just forget what's in your DNA. Ain't no way. Because now you're telling me to void God. Like, if God didn't want me to have this in my DNA, God wouldn't have made me. So you're trying to tell me that God is wrong. Mind you, it's what they're saying. Because God ain't telling me that. God ain't wrong. Once I was able to be a spark into existence, God knew I was going to have all this encoded in my DNA. And so now you got people trying to tell you a schedule, avoid your DNA. Like, I'm not doing that. This is the reason why I keep trying to tell y'all, I don't give a damn what's in their books, because they be lying. I showed y'all. But do with that information what you will. So you got nature-based spiritual forces. This is why you need to get outside. Instead of them telling you to go hang outside, and again, I ain't nobody's doctor, people coming up vitamin D deficient, but mind you, you can't go outside and get it from the sun. Go outside and get in nature. Go hug a tree. Go stand in the ground barefoot. Like, all these things is going, but these is also the people talking about blocking the sun. Because they don't want you to get them genetic codes. They don't want you to get them DNA boosts and all of that. Like, hell to the nah. Don't let them block your blessing. Because that's what they trying to do. Traditional healing practices. At the same time, Christianity is widely practiced. Islam is present in some regions. Many people mix religions and traditional beliefs. So, cultural history. Togo had smaller kingdoms and chiefdoms, but shared cultural ties and with surrounding regions. Ewe and Mina peoples in the south, Kabeya and others in the north, and strong oral traditions. Benin is farm trade and Voodoo. Togo, farm trade, Voodoo, Christianity, Islam, and mixed. Voodoo, it says Benin, trade, farming and trade. Voodoo, very strong cultural structured tradition. Togo, farm trade, Voodoo, Christianity, Islam, mixed. So, big picture, Benin and Togo are part of West Africa culture where spirituality is deeply connected to ancestors and nature. Oral history and ritual are important. Modern religions exist alongside traditional systems. You see what I'm saying? Senegal. So, we got Senegal. Excuse me. I spelled that wrong. Oh, I picked it up. So Senegal is most people in Senegal is, it says farm, peanuts, millet, rice, corn. I just learned what millet was too, y'all. Because it was saying something about how they packaged it over long periods of time. Like, they would dry it out, and then all you would have to do is add water, and then you got like a cereal. So I might need to learn to make some millet, especially with the fucking way these people be doing shit. But then these is like grains, ancient grains, and this, that, and third. Mind you, because in the book that I was writing, it's talking about herbs. Oh, matter of fact, I was supposed to do something. It's like in the morning when you wake up, dealing with like taking a herb, a specific herb, but mind you, it is ancient herbs, things that were already here. It's stuff that ain't been cut, just so you know. Take it how it resonates. So fish, especially along the coast, trade in busy markets, work and transport services, and growing cities like Dakar. So it says religion, the Senegal is mainly Islam, about 90%. See what I'm saying? So it seemed like I would almost be like, this is the reason why some of these things happened. Most Muslims follow Sufism, which is a spiritual branch of Islam. And it's funny because when I first took my Shahada, that's what this dude said, because I didn't realize that it was so many different Muslims and this, that, and the third. I didn't realize there were so many different branches of Jewish, but I guess I should have, since I grew up Christian. You see what I'm saying? But all of them, everything belonged to you. But meanwhile, figure out who the issue is. That's what I'm saying. Or what the issue is. Kill, steal, destroy. See it, know it, understand it. they already gave you the keys. So Islam, about 90%. Most Muslims follow Sufism, which is the spiritual branch of Islam. It says important brotherhoods, very influential. More writer order, Tiania order. I need to know what them are. I don't know what that is. These groups emphasize prayer, discipline, and community. Are led by spiritual guides called marabouts. Strongly influence daily life, business, and culture. I probably would like them. Even with Islam dominant, some older traditions still exist in cultural form. Respect for ancestors, spiritual protection practices, belief in unseen forces, jinn, and Islamic tradition. Y'all see that color change? Senegal is famous for music, especially sabar, drumming, and blacks music. I love music. That's what I'm saying. That's definitely just embedded in me. But mind you, I also found out something about even when religion was started, like, because again, God is a frequency, but somebody did something they shouldn't be doing. Anyway, dancing festivals, storytelling, and oral history, all the things I love. They said wrestling, a major national sport called IMB. I need to find out my people, y'all. Where y'all at? Senegal was part of important West African empires or trade networks influenced by Wolof, Seer, and Tukulor kingdoms. Later became major French colony. Gained independence in 1960. French be doing a lot. I might need to learn French. My husband might be French. Might speak French anyway. Not French, but speak French. Um, Simple summary: in Senegal today, most people practice Islam, especially Sufi traditions. Life revolves around farming, fishing, trade, and community. Culture is very rich in music, religion, and storytelling. I would like them. I feel like I would definitely like them. Okay. All right. So we got Ghana. Ghana, what you over here talking about? I think that sometimes like the ones that are the ones that are the most notorious, I be knowing about y'all, and I sometimes be not liking the fact that y'all be a little bit of a scammer because I ain't got a scammer in me. Um, but Ghana, I ain't saying nothing. But Nigeria, I definitely be saying something about y'all though, cause y'all people. Um, Most people in Ghana live active, community-based lives, farming very common, cocoa. Why is that keep being a thing? Cocoa, Ghana is one of the world's top producers. Yams, cassava, maize, and plantains. Fishing along the coast, trade in large open air markets, growing urban jobs in cities. Accra and Kumasi. I don't know what that is. Ghana is very religious and diverse, so they got Christianity, Islam, and traditional African religions. I don't know what the traditional African religions are, but many people combine beliefs, church or mosque practices, alongside respect for ancestors and traditional spirituality. See, I love all of these things. The fact that they could just put everything together. I've always wanted to learn another language. Me too. Ana ata'alam alugata Arabiya. I'm learning the Arabic language, which I'm still learning. It's slow, but you see how I got that out though? Period. Because I'm learning still words. Like the other day, what is the word? Inshallah. So one of the lady from The Devil Wears Prada, the white lady, the young girl, she said something and then she said inshallah. So the Muslim people was saying like they gave her first Quran, and then some of the people in the comments, because again I don't understand why y'all don't understand it's a language, it's the Arabic language, and so they was saying something about Muslim something da 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 da, but y'all don't realize it's a language. Like y'all be so hell bent on want to be ignorant, willfully ignorant, that you don't realize it is a language. So even though she said inshallah, like it's Arabic language, God willing. So I don't know. I think some people just want to be mad. And I don't like that for you, because why do you want to just be that? Like sometimes just learning even the slightest, smallest things from a person could be the difference in, being a beautiful person and just being a dumbass. Because the fact that she said that made everybody, that was beautiful that she said that. God willing. And so, but then people was on attack mode. Like, oh, she's da 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 da. Like, it don't have nothing to do with that. It has something to do with people speak Arabic that are not Muslim. Okay? People are Christian and speak Arabic. They're Arabic Christians. Like, I know people don't, they, like, we have to stop just wanting to be mean and hateful. That's the thing. We don't have to be mean and hateful. If she had said it in Spanish, nobody would have said nothing. Like, oh, she out here worshiping Mother Mary. Like, nobody would have said shit. But the fact that the Arabic language is one of those languages that people just want to hate on because they swear up and down it is the worst type of people. Like, it's not everybody. There's good and bad everywhere. There's good and bad everywhere. I speak Hebrew and I'm a follower of the Savior. I just call him Yahweh. You see what I'm saying? And it's good and bad people in everything. Like, let's stop being that. Like, let's stop being hateful and start learning to act like God. Like, you saying you love God, but you don't act godly. You act very piss poor. And I don't like that for you. But do what you will, because I ain't judging. Anyway, before modern religions and still present day, belief in one supreme creator. Everybody believes in God. Like, literally everybody saying they believe in God. But it is a communication error and a communication gap because this person don't speak this language and this person don't speak this language. So for some reason, it's almost like we can't get along. But God gave you the key. Kill, steal, destroy. That's what the enemy does. If a person is coming to kill, steal, and destroy, then that's them. Don't be mad at a person for a different culture, different language, different way to, express themselves. Kill, steal, and destroy. It should be easy to see. Like, let's collectively realize that this person is doing all the wrong things. The things that God said you will be able to notice when a person is not of God. You should be able to notice it. Y'all have a great day. But for some reason, we don't do that. A lot of people will be on the side of the wrong thing, but mind you, God is telling us exactly. That's one of the biggest things, I think, Tower of Babel. But then it's also this: the Bible giving you, and the Torah, because that's there, Ethiopian Bible, all giving you keys to know like where certain points happen. But again, if we know that people have been on earth for 100,000 years, 200,000 years, 300,000 years, 100,000 years, and the Bible only been around, or the Torah only been around for less than 10,000 years, conflict with people didn't exist until 500,000 years with color and race. People learned to get along. Like, there was issues, but again, there's history that says peacekeepers got along. They decided to do this to collectively bring peace to the earth. And then this happened. Like, here again, like I said, if you love God, God was here before all of it. And so that's what I'm saying. The religion aspect of it is only 10,000 years old. You can look at that for yourself. The people, the humanity has been around for hundreds of thousands of years. No conflict until this started taking place. I already explained it to you. Like, it's like if you been here for a long time and then all of a sudden something wasn't and then now it was, you can almost deduce when this got introduced into the system. And so there's that. She said, God bless you. Thank you. God bless you as well. Thank you. Juan Ramirez. Hi, Juan. How you been? Yo, Juan has been on my channel since I've been here. Thank you for being here, Juan. How's your day? So, then it says, Ghana has a deep historical legacy. Ashanti Empire. You see what I'm saying? I feel like this is why y'all see me when I'm always like, when I'm feeling godly. It's always something like towards one of the empires, because how does God know? How do they know you were here if you didn't build an empire? But now it's the Ashanti Empire. I love that for me and us, right? Known for strong military. This is why I don't play. Y'all see what I'm saying? It's in my DNA. I got strong military. Strong military and political structure. Rich gold resources called Gold Coast by Europeans. Mind you, I'm Golden Girl. Been that my whole entire life. You see what I'm saying? Complex spiritual and royal systems. It's in me. It's on me. It's surrounding me. It's in your DNA. And I'm just telling y'all about mine. So again, when they could be telling lies, but it's giving truth. Even in the midst of. So Ghana is very cultural rich. It has drumming and dance. Ottawa, and hopefully I pronounced that right. Uh, Cap and logo. It says colorful traditional clothing, kente clothing, festival honoring chiefs and ancestors, storytelling, and proverbs are highly valued. I love that. I'm a storyteller. It's been long distorted, but spiritual is so much deeper. And amen. And this is what I was saying. If y'all haven't listened to the beginning of this message, it is Star seeds, chosen ones, 144,000 old souls, ancient ones, and testaments. I have a message. And the testaments is the people that have a testament and a testament to living the life as. So you can hear, you know that God is talking. And it says today is April 25th, 2026. Well, that's the day that they are saying that it is anyway. Dear star seeds, chosen ones, 144,000 old souls, ancient ones, and testaments. From this day forward, your lives will change for the better or for the worse. This solely depends on you. Everyone will receive the same message, and on your own time, this will only confirm what you already know. So go listen to the beginning, because I wasn't allowed to even normally I put it over here in AI. They said don't put it in AI. I was told to write it because so maybe we've been writing entirely too much, and it was talking about eye in the sky being big brother watching. So certain things God being able to give y'all right now that is being stolen or being shown. So thank you, Erica. Thank you for being here. Things that are being stolen and being shown, but also like an observant. So it could be things that are being watched via, stuff like this. So if you've been being given messages, and you know for a fact that I'm talking to you, they said very much listen, but also it is something that's happening in heaven right now pertaining to the human race, us being judged, make it or break it, being given to. It's an argument about whether or not we should go on. And regardless of the fact, if somebody don't want to put it to spiritually, they can put it to right here, right now. And I use the analogy of this nigga up here just basically asked for nuclear codes. So know that it could be a day, because it could be on the human realm, but what's happening here is also actively happening up there. And it's been a several times when even when they talk about Noah and basically how humanity was going to go on, but that was used as an example as to why we should not be allowed to go on, because we've been given multiple chances. Yes, as above, so below. I said that too. So if you didn't listen to the beginning of the message, go back and listen to it, because it might be some jewels and gems in there for you. But I'm giving y'all the gist of it, of as how we got here. And what I'm giving y'all now is just knowing that this is DNA. This happened in 2019. So something that happened in 2019, but also then I got a message saying that the DNA changed, right? I don't think we should go on. Well, depending upon, because guess what? I love life, right? And I think that I would love to be able to live. And I showed y'all a demonstration of a culture that exists, right now, and they ended up finding their own island. And one of the things that God was showing me, and part of the reason why they're having this issue, is because it's showing how we are the problem. We are the parasite that's on earth, right? And so with that being said, these people were given their own little island, which they ended up being there and having their families and this, that, and the third. They're growing on the island. The issue with it is that they're bringing trash to the island and putting the trash in the ocean. So God gave them their own little piece of the world, and then what they decided to do was they're not taking care of it. So this is also one of the things that is being pointed out as to, oh, we keep doing this for them and they don't listen. They're not actively paying attention to what they're doing or how they are doing it. It's like this. Oh, this was also one of the things. Remember I told y'all they was hiding something? Now, do y'all not see that? So what ends up happening is, look at this. So, I told y'all before that I had a dream that something was being hidden, right? And so they try to cover it up with something else, and then whatever it was, they sank it to the bottom of the ocean. But they said it was a thing at the bottom of the ocean saying they were going to cut it loose. They were going to cut it loose and let it back up, right? So as y'all see at the beginning of that video, they let out a cabinet and some other stuff. Now, this is what came about after the cabinet, right? So I'm going to show y'all again. At the beginning of this video, you see all that shit they let out, right? So that cabinet, after that cabinet goes, this thing blows up, right? Whatever that was that they put in the water ends up blowing up into this. But how are you, whatever that is, I don't know, something that look like, maybe some floats or some other shit. But how are you going to retrieve that cabinet that you just dumped into the ocean? And all that other shit that you just dumped in there too, because you're just going to leave it there, right? So then it showed this.
Has an area of just 1% of a square kilometer inside.
This is a whole group of people that found their own island, and this is a whole family that has grown there and everything else. They brought their people there, and they started to live and populate this little piece, and it's very small. You can walk from one side to the other in 10 minutes, right? Mind you, it is, you can say what you want, but as of now, we are the destruction of the earth, because literally we are poisoning the earth with plastic and glass and this, that, and the third. This small little place is a prime example of it. God gave them some area, wasn't no mosquitoes there, nothing. Now all of a sudden they done been living there. They done had generations. They got one doctor, ain't had no birth defects, no none of that, is what the lady said. All the babies born healthy. So they got advantages, but they also have disadvantages. In this water, they are by a coral reef. In this water, there's toilet bowls, there's plastic, there's this, that, and the third. Why would you be dumping that in the ocean? Exactly. So with that being said, this is the example that's being used as to the reason why we shouldn't be here. So we have to be mindful that if the Mother Nature gave us, God gave us everything that we needed in order for us to be here, in order for us to live well, and here we go, allowing people to, damage the earth, allowing people to, hinder. And mind you, this is the thing. Everybody being judged on their own merit. But the other issue is this. When we know and we don't actively do anything, then that's also a problem too. Because are we here to actually help, or are we here to actually hinder? And if we didn't do it, but we stand idly by and don't do anything, we are a part of the problem. So we have a whole massive something billion people that are here. Nobody likes it, and we're letting probably 10,000 people, if that, destroy the earth with businesses, their daily operation. We're allowing these people to go on, but meanwhile, ain't nobody took the opportunity. Yup, Mike, I see it too. 11-11. Shut these businesses down and make them clean up their mess. Like, you can't produce nothing else. You're going to have to figure out how to use what you already produce in order to keep producing it. And if you can't do that, then you can't do nothing else. Because otherwise, just like I said about the rainforest, a lady was showing the rainforest the other day. The beach in the rainforest is full of trash. Mother Nature has it all. We can't keep hurting her. I just took care of my plants a few minutes ago and had my toddlers water. That's what I'm saying. So we are also a part of the issue, but mind you, nobody cares about, if I'm saying to people, whatever's happening here, so we got wars happening here, it's happening on all realms, spiritual realm, and here, right, and all the realms, right, and nobody cares about that because they can only see what's here. They don't realize that actively we're being given a chance to, take care of or do what we need to do, but we're not doing it. Because whatever reason, people could be scared. We got England. Okay. GLAND. We got Wales. We got Northwestern Europe. All right. We got them. Let's see what they got. So we have to be mindful of all these things. But this is like absolutely, we are the world. So I'm just showing, because like I said, this is my genetics, right? Mind you, it got everybody. And I'm only saying it because I'm very finished doing this because we about to go anyway. But I'm only saying it because it is like people actively acting like, oh, as long as it ain't happening to us, then it don't matter. It should matter. So most people in England and Wales live modern, urbanized lives, jobs and business, healthcare, education, tech, government, public transport, cars, cities and suburbs, shopping, services, digital economy. They are Christian. Believe in Christianity and historical majority now less active. Large number of non-religious, secular people, minority religions, Islam, Hindu, Judaism, etc. Even though churches are part of history and culture, many people today are not actively religious. In history, England and Wales have deep historical roots. Roman, Britain, first major written history period. Anglo-Saxon kingdoms, Norman conquest, 1066. This shaped language, law system, monarchy, and government structure. Culture, where is strong emphasis on education and institutions, football, soccer, and major culture identity, theater, literature, and music, Shakespeare, Beatles, etc., historical castles, churches, and landmarks. It says northwestern Europe border region is France, Germany, Netherlands, Belgium, Switzerland, Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. Mind you, I got Ireland, Scotland, France, Eastern Bantu people, Norway, Eastern Europe, and Russia. You see what I'm saying? So that would mean that somebody that is along my lineage or heritage had enough money to go everywhere. How, Sway? You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, that should just tell everybody, like, if you're trying to destroy cultures, depending upon who you are, you could be destroying everything. And why would you want to do that? Why would it not be important for you, for anybody, to conserve the factual history? It don't matter what happened, but why would they not want to conserve history the correct and proper way? But, then we got 500 years ago when racism started, when it started to be a distinguish between the light-skinned blacks and the blacks, or the copper people. The light-skinned copper people and the brown-skinned copper people. It don't make sense. And if that's only been 500 years and now we're already at this, we should already see that that's not going to work. Like, you destroying Earth from thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years, in a matter of 500 years, that ain't right, and we shouldn't be allowing that. Like, we should want to risk hell and high water to not make that happen. But meanwhile, people are sitting idly by. And I told y'all, tell God, let me to do it. Let me do it. And watch, I'll show you how it's done. Because it don't seem like it's that hard. I pray that what's happening, I pray authorities will start taking charge and making change. It's a big deal to actively help Mother Earth. We should fear nothing. Americans don't see outside of the suburbs. That's why my boys are homeschooling this year. All praise to the Most High. And, like, everybody should homeschool. And I'm going to just tell you the reason why. That's going to be the only way that everybody gets the truth. Like, literally, because if, this is the thing. If the people who try to structure the system, their kids don't go to, nobody should be allowed to make a rule that you're not going to participate in. So if you are a leader, if you're not going to participate in it, don't let nobody else participate in it. Don't call somebody to do something that you're not going to do. You should not be over people that you hate. And so this is what I'm saying. Like, at the end of the day going to end, and God is love, God is the truth. And so we have to tell ourselves the truth, and we have to see that in 500 years, less than 500 years, their system has corrupted over 300,000 years of humanity being able to, just live. In 10,000 years, they have corrupted lands, history, and just the human race all on its own. Mind you, even it don't matter, even if people don't believe we've been here 400,000 years or more, right? If people don't believe that, even if we was here 100,000 years, in 10,000 years, they have corrupted, because that's how long religion has been here. In 10,000 years, they have corrupted and messed up what hundreds of thousands of years has given us. I have only unlearned everything I was taught. We all have to. But mind you, again, I'm not even saying anything about it other than the fact that we have to realize that's a prophecy that's playing out. God told us that all of these things was going to happen. So do with that information what you will. Anyway, I love y'all and thank y'all for being here. And be mindful that, again, star seeds, chosen ones, 144,000, old souls, ancient ones, and testaments, y'all are receiving the messages. Go outside. Get involved in nature. And allow the messages to be given. Because nothing that I'm saying to y'all is new. It's all being given. Everybody should be able to hear. So do with that information what you will. I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Always go with God. If you wish to donate towards my channel, it is greatly appreciated. Like, comment, share, subscribe. That is the best way for you to be able to help my channel because I'm trying to get into the programs. If you wish to donate towards my channel, all the links are in the bio. My GoFundMe, my Cash App, everything is there. Superstars, super chats, super stickers is greatly appreciated. So with that being said, have the day y'all deserve, and I will see y'all tomorrow morning at 8:15, inshallah, God willing. Mike, you have a great day too. I love you and thank you for being here. Everybody, do with this information what you will.